All right, y'all. We give praise, esteem, and honor to the living Elohim in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach this day. Let's pick this up in John chapter 5, verse 39. Shalom, Emma. Shalom, Brother Marvin. Shalom, Amuna. Search the scriptures, for in them you think you have eternal life, and they are they which testify of me. And you will not come to me that you might have life. I receive not honor from men, but I know you, that you have not the love of Elohim in you. I come in my Abba's name, and you receive me not. If another shall come in his own name, him you will receive. How can you believe which receive honor one from another, and not the honor that come from Elohim only? Do not think that I will accuse you. The Abba, there's one that accused you, even Moses, in whom you trust. Had you believed Moses, you would have believed me, for he wrote of me. But if you believe not his writings, how should you believe my words? All esteem and praise to your Abba and Shamahim in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach. Proverbs chapter 24, verse 1. Be not you envious against evil men, neither desire to be with them. For the heart study destruction, and the lips talk of mischief. Through wisdom is a house builded, and understanding it is established. And by knowledge shall the chambers be filled with all precious and pleasant riches. A wise man strong, yea, a man of knowledge increase strength. For by wise counsel you shall make war, and in the multitude of counselors safety. Go ahead and give him verse 27. Salute, Dave.
Say, prepare your work without, make it fit for yourself in the field, and afterwards build your house.
Give him Proverbs 14 and 1.
Every wise woman build her house, but the foolish pluck it down with her hands.
Give him Psalms 127 and 1.
Except you who will build the house, they labor in vain that build it. Except you who will keep the city,
Shalom,
watch
Brother
work in vain. Vain for you to rise up early, to sit up late.
That's good. That's good. I don't need no more of that. So, what's good, Zo? I got something that came to my mind. We're going to deal with that. It's relevant. But before we do that, let's return. Let's go on to Psalms 19 and 1. Come on with me. You know the nigga got excited. They told you the Lord was going to be in the cloud. Niggas, I ain't even know niggas say you were going to get some superpowers. And niggas said they were going to be 3 days of darkness. They were right, because it's going to be dark tonight. It's going to be dark tomorrow. It's going to be dark Wednesday. So I guess technically you didn't get that wrong.
That's not supposed to come up. Straight dark. You're not even dating, but it's different.
Shoot, it will be 3 days of darkness if you keep your eyes open. You know what I'm saying? That's why he told you don't be dismayed at the signs of heaven. I ain't know nothing about none of this stuff these people were talking about, because I don't follow that type of stuff. I don't even keep up with it. I don't care enough. You know what I'm saying? Is it a sign in heaven? Absolutely. He told you that they were for signs. Was it a sign that something was going to happen? Oh, no, that wasn't a sign of nothing. It can't be no sign when you know it happened every 20 years. This just happened in 2017. They say the next one in 2044. Let me tell you something, man. You can't chart out a sign of Yahuwah that's going to have some meaning to it, man. It just happens. You can't put it on a time clock and say, oh, yeah. Remember they were talking about, I think that was 2017, with a blood moon during Passover. And they made a fool out of themselves. You can't jump behind every single solitary thing, because you see, that's why he told you. I'm going to read Jeremiah 10 and 1 one more time just on the strength. Go ahead, Sylvia. Jeremiah 10 and 1 on the house, man. I seen some. Of course, I'm not mad at nobody who in the word who wanted to view it, because of course it's a phenomenon. It's something to view. It's, you know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, that's pretty cool. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? My dog went live to look at you. I told two of them, they was in the same state. I said, nigga, that junk was sunshine out here, boy. I said, we wasn't in the pathway. You know what I'm talking about?
I was at the hospital. It was definitely outside. Everybody in that hospital was outside looking up.
And I bet they ain't seen nothing. You know where I was at when that junk hit? In the gym, nigga. I'm not finna miss my workout to look up at the sky. Wowzers. That's probably for something you finna do. Jeremiah 10 and 1.
Hear ye the word which Yahuwah spake unto you, O house of Yasharal. Thus saith Yahuwah, learn not the way of the heathen. Be not dismayed at the signs of Shamahim.
He said, being dismayed, be not scared at the signs in heaven. Why, Jeremiah?
For the heathen are dismayed at them.
They scared of it. Go ahead.
For the customs of the people vain.
They worthless.
For one cut a tree out of the forest, the work.
That's good. That man said you don't need to be scared of nothing up there. Say the heathen scared of it. What you scared for? I'm going to show you what you're scared for. Deuteronomy 18 and 10, because you done forgot this one here. Then I'm going to get to what I'm here for. It's all related. It don't make no difference. Man, look at you, man. You're going to stretch out your sweater. You're going to stretch out your sweater, cuz.
Say, there shall not be found among you anyone that make his son or his daughter to pass through the fire.
Stop giving your children the Molech.
That use divination, an observer of times, an enchanter or a witch.
Or a who?
Or a witch, or a charmer, or a consultant with familiar ruach, or a wizard, or a necromancer.
And what he wants you to be.
For all these that do these things are an abomination.
You are an abomination.
Because of these abominations, Yahuwah Elohim do drive them out from before you.
That's why he killed all them people in the land, because that's what they were doing.
You shall be perfect with Yahuwah
You shall be what?
Perfect.
He said it got dark over here for about 3 minutes straight. We stepped out our jobs. It was a shadow. I could dig it. Like, hey, I ain't mad at nobody who went out there to look at it. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, hey, seeing a total, what that was, a solar eclipse. That ain't, you know what I'm saying? I hope y'all niggas ain't go outside without no glasses on. You niggas gonna be blind tomorrow.
I don't think I need to be blind when it's dark.
The sun's still there. And them UV rays still popping. Oh, you must have went outside to look. You've been cheesing the whole time. Oh, you was ready. You can. That's why you had it. It's okay. No, it's harder to see him with your. You can't. Like we probably could have seen it here a little bit, but you would need the solar glasses on. You wouldn't be able to see it with the natural eye because it wasn't gonna be as prominent. A dude on there today say he a truck driver. Shalom, Jay. He said service say Dave said they had glasses too. Now, cause like if you was dude I know who a truck driver, he said he was in the pathway. He said it got pitch black. That's why in some states they cancel school because people like what they canceling school for because it's going to be pitch black. And in that type of situation, it's not that, oh, you think something going to happen. It's not that you think something going to happen because of the eclipse. It's how people react to the eclipse. Because that type of stuff, people going to stop and trap. People going to do stupid stuff. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you rather mitigate the risk and not put somebody in the way of danger because you don't know what people going to do. Because some people stupid enough just to drive right off the road, you know what I'm saying? Hit the brake. Oh, look at that. Yeah, that's what people do, bro. Yeah. Because, I mean, you can't look at the sun without an eclipse directly and think your eyes finna be straight. You know what I'm saying? You asking for problems. Come on, Psalms 19:1.
Say Shamahim declare the esteem of Elohim, and the firmament show his handiwork. Day unto day.
The firmament show is what?
His handiwork.
Tell him what handiwork means, man.
Ma'asa, deed or work.
That's his works. What's in the firmament? What's up there in the firmament? The greater light, the lesser light, the stars also. Those things are his handiwork. It's representative of that which is on the earth. But y'all already know that. Come on with it. He say day to day,
utter speech,
and night unto night.
Show knowledge.
Let me tell you something, man. Day to day, when he talking about uttering speech, well, guess what? Give me John chapter 11, verse 7. Joanne, hush your mouth.
Say, then after that, saith he to his disciples, let us go into Judea again. The disciples say unto him, Master, the Yahudim of late sought to stone you, and go you there again? Yahushua answered, are there not 12 hours in the day? If any man walk in the day, he stumble not, because he see the light of the world.
That you realize, man, when you look at, I think it says the same thing in Lamentations of Jeremiah. From morning to morning, his compassions fail not. See, what a lot of people don't understand is when you go outside, when you say day to day utter his speech, everything you see in the heavens is manifestation of the Lord when he was preaching. When he come around and he tell you from night to night, he show knowledge. Because when you go out there at nighttime, what you see? The lesser light and the stars. And they all still bearing witness to the son of Elohim. It's something we done discussed previously, but I'm not going to go into the great detail this evening. Boy, the gospel be preached every time you step out the door. So when them niggas went out there and looked at that solar eclipse, the gospel got preached to them whether they realized it or not. whether they realize it or not. You know what I'm talking about? Because the lesser light or man sought to block out the light of the greater light, which is the Lord, to cast darkness on the earth. The same way you can sit back and look at it and see how it went dark about the 9th hour. Yeah, they don't want to talk about that though. Come on, Sid.
Say, but if a man walk in the night, he stumble because there is no light in him. These things said he, and after that he said unto them.
Let's go back to Psalm 19:2. See, a lot of people like, so what about the ancient tribal people who ain't ever heard the gospel? They heard it. They just didn't know they heard it. Everybody done heard it. And then to maximize it, in Revelation 14, he going to send a Malachim and tell them, hey, man, I got this everlasting gospel. Y'all better repent. Yeah, come on.
Day unto day utter speech, night unto night show knowledge.
No speech.
Nor language, their voice is not heard.
He said there's not a single solitary speech or language that any man speak that this gospel ain't been heard. Oh, you heard it. Come on with it.
Their line is going out through all the earth, their words to the end of the world.
And them
have he set a tabernacle for the sun,
which
is a bridegroom coming out of his chamber.
Rejoice
as a strong man to run a race.
His going forth
from the end of Shamahim
in his circuit
unto the ends of
and
it,
there's nothing hid
from the heat thereof.
That man coming to see everybody and put that fire to it to test what manner of work you is. That's what Paul told you to do. Okay. Verse 7. That's what we came here for.
The law of Yahuwah is perfect.
It does what?
Converting the soul.
The law of Yahuwah is what?
It's perfect.
Doing what?
Converting the soul.
The testimony
of Yahuwah sure.
Making what?
Wise the simple.
The statutes
of Yahuwah are right.
Does what?
Rejoicing the heart.
The commandment of Yahuwah is what?
It's pure.
And what it do?
Enlightening the eyes.
Now we talk about that converting the soul aspect, right? Since you're talking about building the house, you seeking to go from building a natural house to a spiritual house. Ain't that what you're doing? So now we need to go do something, man. We need to go to Isaiah chapter 6, man. We need to go to Isaiah chapter 6, man. Tell me what verse 6 say, man.
Then flew one of the seraphims unto me.
You can read verse 1. Ain't gonna hurt nobody. Hey, children, y'all need to taper it down. Ain't nobody playing with y'all. Cut it out. Cut it out.
In the year that King Uzziah died, I saw Yahuwah sitting upon a throne, high and lifted up, and his train filled the temple. Above it stood the seraphims. Each one had 6 wings. With twain he covered his face, and with twain he covered his feet, and with twain he did fly. And one cried unto another and said, Kadash, Kadash, Kadash is Yahuwah of hosts, the whole earth full of his esteem.
And the post of the door did what?
Moved at the voice of him that cried, and the house was filled with smoke.
And then said,
woe is me, for I am undone, because I, a man of unclean lips, and I dwell in the midst of a people of unclean lips.
For my eyes
have seen the King, Yahuwah of hosts.
Then flew
one of the seraphims unto me, having a live coal in his hand.
And he had taken what?
With the tongues from off the altar.
And he laid it where?
Upon my mouth, and said, Lo, this hath touched your lips.
Your iniquity and what?
It's taken away.
And your sin is what?
Heard.
And I heard the voice of the Lord,
saying, Whom shall I send?
Who will go for us?
Then said I, Here am I, send me.
He said, Go and tell this people.
Hear you indeed,
but understand what?
Not.
And will see you indeed,
but perceive not.
Tell them what perceive mean, man. There's a lot of people sit down, you hear the word, you see the word, but you don't perceive the word. Shalom, Brother Ernest.
That's yada.
That's to know by experience. So you done heard and seen and you still don't know God is what he's telling you. Verse 10, Isaiah 6.
Make the heart of this people fat and make their ears heavy. Shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes and hear with their ears and understand with heart and convert and be healed.
And convert and be what?
And be healed.
Convert and be what?
And healed.
See, that's the thing, man. Y'all know what convert is, right? What word is used for convert? It's the same word that's used in Psalms 19:7. Does anybody recall what that is? Shu. Now, if the law of Yahuwah convert the soul and he telling you lest you should hear with your what? Your ears. And see with your eyes. And he talking about a word of faith. That's how you know that it's not the law per se. It's forth his instructions that convert the soul. He said, lest you be converted and be healed. Go ahead sharing what healed is, man. More so the characters once you read the word, because I know y'all know what healed is.
Rapha.
Rapha. Y'all know the word.
Raj, Pay, and Olive.
Raj, Pay, and Olive. Now you give me what you got. Joanne, sit down and hush your mouth. Anybody else? So if the words of the highest give strength, then of course this is where your healing is going to come from. Now we read a passage the other day where this man said that those that are sick are the ones who need a physician. I need you to come over here to Hosea 14. I need you to give me verse 1.
They say, "Oh Yasharal, return unto Yahuwah Elohim, for you have fallen by your iniquity."
You have fallen by your what?
Your iniquity.
Okay.
Take with you words and turn to Yahuwah, say unto him, "Take away all iniquity, receive us mercifully, so we will render the calves of our lips."
Come on.
Asher shall not save us; we will not ride upon horses, neither will we say any more to the work of our hands.
And he'll do what?
Gods. For in you the fatherless find mercy.
In you the what?
And the fatherless find mercy.
Tell him what fatherless is one more time, man.
An orphan, fatherless, of a bereaved person.
Listen here, a bereaved person is what we focusing on. Don't you know, man, when you caught up in your sins, man, and you out of pocket like that, don't you realize you bereaved? You definitely fatherless. You ain't got no God. So notice that he said that for in you, the fatherless find mercy. That goes for everybody. There's nobody exempt from that particular instance of which he has described. So, but I want you to read verse 4 of Hosea chapter 14. What will he do?
I will heal their backsliding.
He'll do what?
Heal their backsliding.
What else will he do?
I will love them freely.
He'll love them what?
Freely.
For my anger
is turned away from him.
Pause. Go ahead and tell him what backsliding is. We just talked about healing, so you know it's Rafa.
Shuba, turning away, turning back, apostasy, backsliding.
You don't win a little out of pocket. But go ahead and tell him what love them freely is, man.
Love is a hob.
You know what that is? Freely.
Nadabah, voluntariness, free will offering.
There's a voluntary free will offering out of love that he gonna offer to heal your backsliding. John chapter 3. Give me verse 10, man. Shalom, brother Nate.
Yahushua answered and said unto him, "Are you a master of Yasharal and know not these things? Truly, truly, I say unto you, we speak that we do know and testify that we have seen. You receive not our witness. If I have told you earthly things and you believe not, how shall you believe if I tell you of heavenly things?
Go ahead.
No man have ascended up to Shamahim, but he that come down from Shamahim, the Son of Man, which is in Shamahim.
Go ahead.
As Moses lifted up the serpent.
As Moses did what?
Lifted up the serpent in the wilderness.
So must the son of Adam
be lifted up.
Go ahead.
Whosoever believe in him should not perish, but have eternal life.
Have what?
Eternal life.
Okay.
For Elohim so loved the world.
He did what?
So loved the world.
That he did what?
Gave his only begotten son.
See, this is a free will offering. To do what?
That whosoever believe in him should not perish, but have everlasting life.
To heal your backslidings. What else?
For Elohim sent not his son into the world to condemn the world.
But to do what?
That the world through him might be saved.
So that's healing your backslidings. Go ahead.
He that believe on him is not condemned.
He that believe on him is what?
Is not condemned.
That's to heal your backslidings. Go ahead.
But he that believe not is condemned already.
You already going to hell.
Because he have not believed in the name of the only begotten
That's
son. That's
very unfortunate.
And this is the condemnation that light is coming to the world.
Light is coming to the what?
Into the world.
And men love what?
Darkness rather than
they're
light.
what?
Their
Why?
deeds were evil.
See, that's the thing, right? Let me tell you something, man. Shalom, Sister Tradina. Let me tell you something about most people, man. Most people want to go to hell because they don't want to amend their ways. Most people will find a multitude of ways to justify continuing in their wicked ways. You know what I'm talking about? And that's just the reality of life. You can show somebody the way out, and they're not gonna go because they don't want to go. Now I was talking about something earlier, and maybe this might be relevant to more than just the person who I had this conversation with. But I'm gonna tell you something, man. It's a lot of people walk this earth, and they don't believe that nobody loves them. And you know why they do? How many of y'all done heard people say repeatedly, man, Yahuwah wouldn't love me? Maybe you done had that thought for yourself. And you know why you didn't have that thought for yourself? Because you ain't believed the people who was in your life loved you. See, when you read the word, you already know you're not worthy of his mercy. You already know that based off your deeds. See, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the thought process of why me? Why would he love me? Now, I'm telling you from my experience of doing this for 12 plus years. When that thought process come in, it comes in from the aspect of people in the natural side of things, ain't nobody actually showed them no love. So now you're convincing yourself of the negative, that no one would love you. You understand? And then, of course, the adversary will play on that along with your flesh. As we discussed, it will deceive you. See, I mention this because this is why the text says this right here. John 13:33. This is why you can't be with that tomfoolery, the shenanigans, the selfishness, and the pride that niggas be on. This is why the Lord said this right here in John 13:33. Matter of fact, make it 30.
He then, having received the sop, went immediately out, and it was night. Mm-hmm. Therefore, when he was gone out, Yahushua said, now is the Son of Man esteemed, and Elohim is esteemed in him. If Elohim be esteemed in him, Elohim shall also esteem him in himself, and shall straightway esteem him. Mm-hmm. Little children, yet a little while I am with you. You shall seek me. And as I said unto the Yahudim, where I go, you cannot come. So now I say unto you, a new commandment I give unto you.
He said a new what?
A new commandment I give unto you.
A new what?
A new commandment. That you love one another.
That you do what?
Love one another.
That you do what?
Love one another.
So what?
As I have loved you, that you also
love
one
hold
another.
On. As I have what?
Loved you.
So the very same love that he showed you, you supposed to show that to others, and that way people won't be walking around here thinking like that. You know what I'm talking about? Nobody who in the word, if they round people in the word, should be walking around thinking like that. So that means you would need to assess your behavior. You know what I'm talking about? And how you interact with people and how you deal with people. Because I'm telling you, see, most of y'all might not have that thought process because you didn't experience it or you ain't seen it. Well, boy, I done seen niggas who, boy, they people didn't love them, man. You know what I'm talking about? I've seen that firsthand, like, boy, this nigga people don't love them. You know what I'm talking about? Now, you grow up as an adult. See, let me tell you something, man. It is quite natural. I don't think any of you grew up and didn't want the love of your parents. Because anybody who say they didn't want the love of their parents is a lie. You a bold-faced liar. You a natural liar is what you is. You know what I'm talking about? Because there's nobody on earth that ain't say, I don't want my mama to love me. I ain't want my daddy to love me. Do you not understand that most of the mental frailties in most people in the earth is because people parents ain't loved them properly? That's why I told y'all a couple weeks ago. That's why you don't chastise your children without instruction and without love. At that point, that's just cruelty. You know what I'm talking about? You just whooping on them, ain't teaching them nothing. Nigga, that's just being cruel. You ain't give them no instruction. You don't show them no affection. You don't show them no care. And you just beating them because they did something you ain't like. Nigga, that's not love, nigga. Who told you that? Why you even convince yourself of that? And you know why I say that? Because when your people did it to you, you didn't like it. Now, that's not an excuse not to chastise your children, but you chastise your children with instruction. Chastisement without instruction is just wasted words. They ain't learning nothing. You know the worst thing you could ever do for a child, man, especially a young male, is to enable bad behavior. Because like we tell him, when they go out that door, when they get grown, you set them up for failure. You know what I'm talking about? Because the world is not going to coddle him like you did. You know what I'm saying? The world's not going to care. And as a man, you already know what it is like out there like that. Now, I done seen young men who grew up like that. You know what they end up being? They either end up being taking care of a woman or they beat women. You know what I'm talking about? That's what I done seen. I don't know what y'all done seen. That's what I done seen. Niggas who mama's like, oh, my baby can never do no wrong. You know what I'm talking about? Women who do their sons like that nigga grow up to live off women or beat women. You know what I'm talking about? Like, is she gonna bond that nigga out of jail? I'm gonna let that nigga stay in jail. Depending on what it is. Now, it's different if he got his own money. Son, I go get your money and get you out now. If you hit me up and say, Pop, well, I got XYZ, Tucked off, man, bomb out, boy. You can give me your money. You can trust and believe, boy. I'm going to get you out. I ain't going to spend your money on nothing. I ain't going to cover it and be like, you're going to learn a lesson. Clearly, you was prepared for this day. You know what I'm talking about? And I'm going to get you up out of there. I'm going to tell you you's an idiot. You a plumb dumb fool, but I'm going to get you up out of there. But if you calling me to get you up out of there and you in there because of your own stupidity, boy, you going to stay in there. You know what I'm talking about? You going to stay in there. I'm not getting you out of there. Because the minute I get you out of there, then you know here I come to save the day. And you'll never be accountable for your behavior. You going to sit in there. You better clench your booty cheeks, nigga. I hope you know how to fight. You know what I'm saying? I hope you don't let nobody take your tray. I put some money on your books now. I make sure you could get you some Zoom Zooms and some Wham Wham, man, and some doggone soap and toothbrush and toothpaste to clean your body and wash them out. You know what I'm talking about? But boy, I hope you know how to fight. But you stand in there. Boy, you stand in there. Because unless you were hustling, because if you were hustling and you ain't had no money to bond out, I'm definitely not getting you up out of here. Because what the hell were you doing? What were you doing? You was a dummy. You need to stay in there. Learn some better money management skills, nigga. You knew what you were doing. But if you in there for some old stupid stuff, bro, you finna stay in jail, bro. Don't call my house with that crying talking about get me up out of there. I thought you was hard. I thought you was a man. Better knuckle up. You know what I'm talking about? Straight like that. Because we already know that. Yahuwah enable you in your bad behavior. I ain't doing it either. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't doing it before the word. I definitely ain't doing it now. There's no way to learn. We were just talking to somebody about, man, when you out of pocket, we were just talking about this other day, right? When you look in your law, Exodus 34, he said he forgives sin and iniquity, but by what? Because if he clear you, you don't learn nothing. If you can do something and there's no consequence, you've learned nothing. You know what you've actually learned? I can do it again. And what does Ecclesiastes 8 and 10 say? Y'all know. Let's look at it. Hey, y'all need to be quiet. Ruth, sit down. Stop playing around and sit it on down. Ecclesiastes 8 and 10.
It's saying, so I saw the wicked buried.
It's 8 and 11. I don't need 10.
Because sentence against an evil work.
Because sentence against an evil work is not what?
Executed speedily.
The hearts
of the sons of men
is privily
setting them to do evil.
See, like this here, man. Now he talking about the sentence ain't executed speedily. Just imagine if it wasn't no chastisement, you're not gonna learn nothing. You're not gonna learn nothing. And a man with no accountability is a worthless man. He's a worthless man. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what type of man that's going to be? That's the type of man you can't tell him nothing. Everything in his mind is right, and there's nothing you can say. You know what I'm talking about? And that nigga going to have a hard life. He'll never be successful at nothing. Because when he fail, guess what he going to do? He going to blame somebody else. When he fail, he going to point the finger at somebody else. It's never going to be his fault. And they're going to be worthless. Then he gonna end up like them niggas on the internet screaming about these women don't submit and these women don't do this. Why would they, sir? You haven't submitted to yourself, much less your God. You a disgrace and abomination before God. Somebody hit this nigga in the head with a water bottle. You gonna hit him first. That's all these niggas did. What's going on? Peace, brother Omar. That's all them Hebrew niggas online be talking about all day, because that's how they was raised. Where you was at before that? Because I don't need that no more. Oh,
John 13.
Yeah, read John 13 and 33 one more time.
Say, little children, yet a little while I am with you. You shall seek me. And as I said unto Yahudim, where I go, you cannot come. So now I say unto you, a new commandment I give unto you, that you love one another.
That you what?
Love one another, as I have loved you, that you also love one another.
That you also what?
Love one another. By this shall all know that you are my disciples, if you love one another.
And this is how the love of God get manifested in people, so that people know that he is there. If they can't get the love of God from you and they can see you, that discourages people to think that he would give it to them. Because you say you of him. But yet that love is not radiating out of you. How is that possible? How is that possible? That don't even make common sense, do it, Sid? That don't make no sense whatsoever. What did he tell you in the Epistle of John? If you can't love your brother whom you've seen, how you gonna love Elohim who you haven't seen? How can an individual who, look here, man, the greatest thing a man can taste is the love of God, man. And they should be able to taste that from those who represent him or claim that he dwells in them and he dwells in them and you dwell in him. How is that even possible? That way a person ain't got to walk around here thinking like that. Like I said, you have to learn to stop thinking that everybody think like you and that everybody's life experience is like yours. That is a surefire way that you have not mentally matured to ever be of any assistance to anybody in life. Everybody don't think like you. You know why everybody don't think like you? Because they ain't had the experiences you had. If you actually want to be a benefit to help people, then you need to learn, understand how other people think, how they arrive there, how their life experiences affect their outlook. You know what I'm saying? You have to really be invested in people in real life. You have to genuinely care. And like I say, I grew up with niggas who used to get beat with a tire brush, man. Let me tell you something, right? And get what? That man who used to beat them, he just passed away. They love that man to death. You know something, man? You know it'd be hard for people to understand how somebody could love somebody that you look at, oh, this person mistreated you. Yeah, this person might have mistreated them. They still love them anyway, though. They had a bond with them. You may not understand that. You're looking at it like that nigga crazy. You know why you look at it like that nigga crazy? Because you ain't never seen somebody who been in that position to understand why they would love them. Like I said, man, I grew up with niggas who people was on crack. You know what I'm saying? Who people ain't give a damn about them. Who mama ran the street. Daddy was a gangster. All this type of stuff, man. Why you think some of these niggas be out here killing like that? Why you think they be doing the stuff that they be doing? They feel like don't nobody care about me. So I don't care about myself. You know what I'm saying? I did what telling Jimmy the other day, man. I can still see that young boy face. That when they gave him that 25 years, man, when he was 19 years old for carjacking. I seen the pain in his eyes. You couldn't see it in his face, but I seen it in his eyes, man. That nigga life was over. It's over before it even began. You know what I'm saying? And he had done told me how he was raised. He didn't stand a chance. Man, me and Fat Boy used to have this conversation all the time. You know, some people blessed not to have their parents. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's sometimes that some people don't even consider. Some people were blessed not to have their parents. Some people had their parents and they didn't stand a chance. They didn't stand a chance. You know what I'm talking about? There was no way that they were going to be successful. I'm talking about successful. I'm not talking about successful monetarily. I'm talking about being a successful, functional, healthy, mentally stable adult. They didn't stand a chance. Now, you work in school, you see these little children. Most of them kids don't stand a chance. He don't stand a chance. You know what I'm talking about? Do you understand the level of strength that boy got to have to overcome that? That has to be God-given for that little boy to overcome that. He don't stand a chance. Tavon said it'd be all you know, wild dynamic, get beat with extension cord while in the bathtub. He said, but I love my aunt to death. Because you know that this person may have did X, Y, Z, but that's not the part of them that you focus on. So somebody from the outside looking in can't understand why do you have care to this person. You know what I'm talking about? But you do. It's the same way you'll see people, daddy ain't never was around, nigga get grown. They want to go look for him. Other niggas like, why you want to fool with that nigga? He ain't never do nothing for you. Because that's my daddy, nigga. What the hell you talking about? People don't understand that. You ever seen that before? Sure, I done seen some people be like, man, but I done seen some people who be so mad and bitter against their people, and they like, man, I'm not fooling with that nigga. Some of y'all was heard some of that conversation. We ain't gonna mention it though. What nigga like, he forgave his mama, but his siblings didn't. You know what I'm talking about? And they were still bitter about that. You know what I'm saying? You heard them talk about it. They were still bitter about that. That junk serious, bro. That junk ain't no game. That junk ain't no game for real, man. So when you take these dynamics, man, it'd be hard for people sometimes to look at and think Yahuwah would love them because natural fleshly people haven't done it. You know what I'm talking about? When you dealing with people, man, and they don't show you no love like that for real, man, it's hard for you to accept God love you. See, now, and that's because you ain't loving yourself. But that's I ain't had that problem. My people love me. So it wasn't no issue to think, of course the Lord will love me. Why wouldn't he? You know what I'm talking about? That's not a foreign concept. I ain't looking at it, why wouldn't he love me as, oh, I'm worthy of his mercy. He owe me that. I know that the mercy is extended by reason of the love because that's how I was raised, man. I know correction was a part of that. You understand? When that's not a part of your life, you don't see that that's a viable representation of what love is if that was absent from your life. If your people let you do what you want to do, man, I've been told you that. Well, if you let somebody do what they want to do, you don't give a damn about them. Go ahead and read Revelation 3:19. Listen to what the Lord said. Girl, sit your behind down. Be quiet. How you even get over there? Get over here. Get back over here. You don't belong over here. You're not over there with your mama because your mama right there and you over there. So you telling the story. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, don't sit on down before you write another Aesop fake. No, mommy. Come on, man.
Revelation 3:19. As many as I love, I rebuke and chasten.
As many as I what?
I love.
As many as I what?
As I love.
As many as I what?
I love.
I do what?
Rebuke and chasten. Be zealous, therefore, and repent.
If that man ain't chastening you and rebuking you, that means he don't love you. But you know how most niggas is raised? You mad because your people checked you. Now you don't want to check your turn. You know what I'm talking about? Because you don't recognize that as being love. And you know why you don't recognize that as being love? Because the chastisement usually came with no instruction. You know what I'm talking about? It was just beatings, yelling and screaming. You know what I'm talking about? There was no instruction attached. See, when our people used to whoop us, they would then sit down and tell us why. This is why you were chastised. This is why your behavior is unacceptable. This can be the outcome of your life if you continue to behave like this. I'm not making this up. I'm talking about this is how a nigga was raised, man. This is what my mom and my auntie literally did. And if my cousin was sitting in here right now, she'll tell you that she would always prefer the beating over the lecture. But that also showed they cared because they gave instruction. It's just not, I'm finna beat this nigga and then go sit down. You know what I'm saying? One of the memes popped up in my memories the other day. He said, man, you got to remember some kids was raised with the TV and chicken nuggets just to leave so their parents be like, leave me the hell alone. Some of y'all didn't know. I know niggas who was raised like that. You know what I'm talking about? Boy, they people just get them something and put them in front of the TV so they'll leave them alone. That's a nigga raised on survival, boy. That nigga gonna grow up and be a different type of savage. Taven say, man, a loving father won't let you do whatever in the house. He gonna have rules. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all know people who were raised like that? You put in front of the TV, and guess what? Them niggas grow up, them niggas dumb as a box of rocks too. Nigga can't think their way out of a paper bag, and they ain't got no type of work ethic either. You know what I'm saying? That's why I tell you, get them boys young, you put that nigga to work. You know what I'm saying? You put that nigga to work young. So he can already be acclimated to it. You know what I'm talking about? Preferably put him to work the way you give him some type of compensation so he know what it's like to earn his keep. You know what I'm talking about? Know what it's like that I did a labor and I was paid for it. Then he might come up hell hungry like the werewolf of London. You know, our apartment complex, boy, we used to walk around, boy. Well, I take your trash to the dumpster for $1, nigga. Shoot, maybe even $2. You know what I'm talking about? Which one of you niggas used to walk around pushing the lawnmower in the summertime? You know what I'm saying? Nigga, I'm trying to buy my own baseball card, man. I ain't trying to rate round for mom dudes. She ain't got it anyway. You know what I'm talking about? Sister Drina said she worked in the field. He said, I even talked to my pops crazy. He checked me. Yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? I can remember being out there in the cold with Cecil Bussey washing them cars. On the different was Cecil Bussey was full of crap. He was full of crap on a different level. Oh, no, he paid me. I'm talking about it's forfeit. When I say full of crap, meaning that nigga always had a get rich quick scheme, so he never stay with nothing consistently. You know what I'm saying? It was always on to the next harebrained scheme to make $1 million. But he says so said it was good times getting money with no bills. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
He said all my siblings and I had summer jobs by the 9th grade. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, I worked at Winn-Dixie, nigga. I had to walk up to that hole, ride the bicycle up to, and boy, I was going to get mine. All that done talking about I ain't doing it. Bet you lying. I'm going to get mine. I'm on the schedule, boy. I'm going to get mine. I need all that. I need all mine, boy. Nigga, I tried to get hired at the KFC on University. We were closer to Mayfair. They sent me to the one by Wilson, nigga. And I used to ride that bicycle to that whole, or and I walk to that whole, boy. I'm talking about, well, when I got locked up, when they caught me with that weed at Regency, man, rolling up, them people was called the house like, what going on? This nigga ain't never missed a day. I know something ain't right. This nigga just don't show up. You know how some people be at the job, be like, oh, them people were scared. Like, what going on? That he don't do this here. What? I'm coming to get mine. I might not take no extras. All that to my work a double, come in on your day off. I ain't doing all that. You know what I'm saying? Huh?
So you just steal.
Yeah, I steal too. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, I stole too, but I'm talking about. Yeah, I'm gonna be on time. I'm gonna get mine. I'm gonna get me. Undeniable. But what I'm saying is you talking about you want to work a double? I ain't working no double. Yeah. $200 off the books every day. You know what I'm talking about? But that's a whole nother scheme right there I had with that there, man. I told you I memorized the whole menu board. The whole menu board. I knew the cost of everything plus tax. You know what I'm talking about? So you pull up there talking about you want such and such, such and such. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know if my mind's still as swift as it was back then. You know what I'm talking about? But if that junk was like a supercomputer, boy, I don't need no calculator. Who add up in my mind. You pay me exact change, nigga. I'm gonna void that out, put it in my pocket. I already know how much chicken gonna come up missing in the back when I do it because I know how to run the whole store. I just don't want to. Huh?
Who saved you? I can just see you playing bank robbery, bro.
No, not no bank robbery. This wasn't no bank robbery.
I mean, your mind working like that, bro.
I mean, but that doesn't happen by accident. I ain't gonna lie to you.
That's by accident.
No, what I mean is somebody came through one day. I think we hadn't get paid, man. I think I'm like, boy, I need a bag and some blacks. And somebody came through and paid with exact change. So I had just voided it out. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give me some refund. I'm like, you stumbled on something. You know what I'm talking about? That's all. You know what I'm saying? That's all. Brother Nate say help mom out. Yeah, I'm like 17. I started doing that. I was like 18, man. You know what I'm saying? But hey, man, shoot. I had them put that junk together. Like I said, I know, hey, man, that's gonna be a head of chicken. I already know what's gonna be missing. So you know you don't want to go crazy. You know what I'm saying? The way it's like, dang, it's a lot of chicken missing. You just want to be gradual with it. You know what I'm talking about? And I taught other niggas how to do it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't keep it to myself. I gave the game away for free. I ain't even charged for it. What'd you say, Dan? Gradually. Nigga get caught up, you want to take lumps on. That's how you get caught.
He got caught. He was gambling.
Yeah, see, I got caught because a nigga would hate. You know what I'm talking about? But I ain't gonna lie to you. They never caught me directly. Somebody just ratted, but they ain't catch me doing that. Matter of fact, I remember one time the manager she said, I know you be taking money, but I can't afford to fire you. I said, I bet you can't. I said, you telling the story. Cause nigga, I'm stinging you decent. We ain't had no camera.
Oh, I know that was
It's 1999, baby. No. They were computerized. It wasn't no cameras, not on that window. I'm like this here. I did it differently. Now my homeboy, that nigga just stole from the safe. Them people left the safe open. That boy slid in there and hit him for about $3,500. You know what I'm talking about? No, I ain't even gonna tell you what he did with it. That boy was broken by 2 days.
like you got high. That's a lot of money, boy. 1999.
Man, we teenagers, bro.
1999, 3,500.
Man, we went to Magic City.
I just said it, man. I just said it.
That boy wanted to pay for everybody.
Do that.
That boy said, I'm trying to learn some of them schemes, man. No, I ain't. You just trying, man. Come on, man. You wouldn't be able to pull that off now. You go to jail.
You gonna be caught before the day is over.
Man, that's what I ain't gonna lie, man. Boy, this is what I used to do now. I'm gonna tell you something, man. This is what I used to do. Cause Steinmart used to be right over there. So I'd be like, man, shoot, man, I need me a heel figure sailing polo, this, that, there, and the third. I stay in them niggas, go buy an outfit, make my money back. Break even. You know what I'm talking about? I'd be like, man, I want to get some reefer, man. Hit them niggas across the head, hit my own boy up, man. Come over here and drop my off man. Make my money back. You know what I'm saying? But I was young, man. You know what I'm saying? I was genius. You know what I'm talking about? She expect me to do
The right thing.
Why would you expect that? The right thing wasn't in my vocabulary. It was by any means necessary at that particular juncture of my life.
Bump the integrity.
Integrity, nigga. All my friends sell crack. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say all of them, but a lot of them. You know what I'm talking about? The boy was already in the street. The boy was in the street before we graduated from high school.
You already said he ain't stand a chance.
It ain't even that, because you know what I'm saying? I'm a different type of nigga, but at the end of the day, nigga, we broke and we poor, man. Niggas trying to come up. Nigga trying to take something and parlay something. Nigga know I ain't finna be working at KFC for the rest of my life. Nigga, I'm not trying to walk up the corporate ladder to be regional manager of Yum Incorporated. Nothing ain't wrong with it. I'm just telling you, I wasn't trying to do that. You know what I'm saying? They ain't have enough money for me. I wanted to be paid. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all ain't paying enough. Not to be in here. Man, it was a little white boy, Jeff, man. That boy had him a Firebird. It was clean. That nigga ain't had no life, though, bro. This nigga working 80, 90 hours a week. Man, I'm not finna be in here like that, bro, at 18. I was like, no, I'm not in here. Money wasn't working. You know what I'm talking about? I tried to work 2 jobs. I said, man, I ain't even got no kids, man. I'm not finna be, not fast food. Nigga got Pizza Hut and KFC. Man, I'm like, man, bump this, John, nigga. You know what I'm talking about? Ain't enough money. Couple years. Nah. Man, I already seen, boy, I'm already 40 strong over here. Give them 20 to 30. The math wasn't mathing, man. It wasn't enough. I got to put another plan together. It wasn't no illegal plan, you know what I'm saying? But this here not gonna work. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna work. Only difference is I ain't know people in real estate being like I do now. Cause that's the angle nigga was trying to get into. You know what I'm saying? Neither didn't know where to go. Cause why? I remember telling Fat Boy and Booby this. I think I was probably about 21, 22. I had met some lady, a real estate investing man, and I told him, nigga, I say, bro, none of the niggas we know don't know nobody. These niggas we can't get these niggas and parlay them into nothing, right? Yeah, we could parlay into it for some work, but you talking about you want to get out of selling work and do this, and you saying you want to get out of work and do this. I already know I don't want to sell work, and what I'm trying to do, I'm like, bro, we don't know nobody, bro. These niggas can't, nah, bro, I'm not with this. You know what I'm saying? I'm not with it. When I'm gonna look for a nigga and be like, hey man, you know anybody who could do such and such? Niggas don't know nobody. Nigga don't even know nobody enough to point you in the direction of where you need to go at to meet the people you need to meet. You know what I'm saying? Nigga don't know nobody. I told him that, man, I remember that, John. We was at the bus terminal. It's like, you know what I'm saying? 2001, maybe 2000, not about 2003. Like, yeah, bro, nah, bro, this ain't the play. I ain't with this junk here, man. I gotta do something else. I'm not with it. I'm tired of looking at junkies every day. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of being out here. I ain't with it, nigga. Yeah, the money cool, but nigga, we ain't making enough. You know what I'm talking about? I want more money than this, man. Nigga, we not finna make $1 million out here. It's not finna happen. It's not finna happen, nigga. You know what I'm saying? We ain't getting enough coke. We don't know a nigga with enough coke. You know what I'm talking about? I don't want to be known as a neighborhood dope man. That junk didn't mean nothing to me. Nigga, you can keep the fame, give me the money. You know what I'm talking about? I always felt like that. I feel like that with the word, man. Give me salvation. You can keep the name. I don't need no fame. I don't need no name. I want what that was beneficial. You know what I'm talking about? That's what people's problem is. You want the name. I want the money. You know what I'm talking about? That's what I want. When I say I want the money, I'm not talking about money as forth as Federal Reserve notes with this word. I'm talking about the pleasant and present riches in your entertainment. You know what I'm talking about? Bro, say with the wisdom you have now, do you feel you can hustle better now? Man, I can hustle better now. Tomorrow with some better information. I feel like, hey, man, I still ain't touched a peak of abilities. I feel like, nah, you still not good enough. You can be better. You know what I'm talking about? That's just me personally. I can be better. It's always things we can do better. You know what I'm talking about? We can market better, we network better. It's always things that niggas do better. Always. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that I'll ever get to a point in life where I feel like I don't have to be better. You know what I'm saying? I don't never think there'll ever be a point in anything I'm doing in life where I'd be like, I don't have to improve. Because if I get to that point, that means it's time for me to hit the grave. You know what I'm saying? I feel like what Paul said in Timothy, man. Get it for him. 2 Timothy 4, verse. Just tell me what verse 4 say. Yeah. Even before the word, man, I ain't never had that thought process, bro. I ain't never had that thought process. I'm good. I ain't got to get better. Even with the word, it's for his execution of it. I could always be better. You know what I'm saying? Always be better. As long as you're breathing, you can be better. The only time you can't be better is when ain't no more breath in your lungs. That mean the work done. 2 Timothy 4:4. Run that for me.
And they shall turn away ears from the truth and shall be turned unto fables. But watch you in all things, endure afflictions, do the work of an evangelist, make full proof of your ministry. Mm-hmm. For I am now ready to be offered.
He said, I'm ready to be what?
Offered.
What else?
And the time of my departure is at hand.
What else?
I have fought a good fight. I have finished.
I fought a good what?
I fought a good fight.
I finished the what?
My course.
I've what?
Kept the faith.
That's when I ain't got to improve no more. It's over. Come on.
Henceforth there is laid up for me a crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, shall give me at that day. And not to me only, but unto all them that also love his appearance.
Praise God. That's until that day where I'm ready to hit that grave, I can be better. You know what I'm saying? And always be better, man. You always got to have the mindset that there's room for improvement. You know what I'm saying? No matter, it don't have to be great, no matter how small, no matter how medium, no matter how large, there's always room for improvement. Once you get to the point that you believe you don't have no room for improvement, that's strictly pride and arrogance working in you. You know what I'm saying? That's all that is. But boy, you's a fool lot. If you talking about you don't have to improve nothing, you might as well be dead then. You know what I'm saying? See, when people hear, oh, you think you perfect, they think that, see, now we already know, man, that means to have integrity, to have innocence. You know what I'm talking about? That don't mean that I don't have room to be better. But that's when you look at yourself and challenge yourself and be like, you know what? I could deal with my children better in this area. I could deal with my old lady better in this area. I could deal with the brothers better in this area. I could deal in my business better in this area. I can go to the gym and be better in this area. And a lot of times in life, people just do not push and challenge themselves enough to be better because you get comfortable. You know, I've already told you about that with them, man. Complacency is the place where greatness goes to die. You know what I'm talking about? That is the place where greatness goes to die. You know what I'm saying? Shalom, Yasha, man. That's right, brother Omar, man. He say, just thinking on that in James. If any lack wisdom, let him ask. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? It's always, what's with that skill, man? You always be better, man. See, most people don't want to be better because you don't want to do the things necessary to get better. You know what I'm saying? That's all. You look at it as like it's something wrong with you because you say you can improve. That's your pride. You know what I'm talking about? What you mean? That doesn't mean because you feel like you can improve that you're a horrible person or that you wicked or this, that, and the third. You saying, no, I can be better. Why wouldn't you want to be better tomorrow than what you were today? If you get to tomorrow, because the only thing you can do is focus on being the best version of yourself today. And then if the Lord allows for tomorrow to come, then you seek to be better tomorrow than what you were yesterday. And when you take them small incremental steps, this is where greatness is produced. You know what I'm saying? I've been told you, man, greatness don't come in his word from you sitting in here. It comes from what you do when you leave here. You know what I'm talking about? It comes from what do you do with the word them 6 days when it, and I know, let me even say 6, them 5 days when the nigga ain't preaching. What you doing with the word then? What did you do with it to maximize it? Amen, Sister Tradina. What did you do with it? Okay, you heard it, but what did you do with it? Remember we talked to he said if a man don't know the first oracles of Elohim, he a babe. He unskilled in the word. You know what I'm talking about? What he told you, right? We've been told you, man. Fundamentals and consistency. Nobody likes them because they're not sexy. That's why nobody watches the WNBA. Because it's fundamental basketball. You don't find that sexy. You want to see niggas dribble and do all some bunch of stuff and jump and all this. It's like this here, but these niggas are fundamentally terrible. Because fundamentals is going somewhere every day and doing the same thing. To get to a 350-pound bench, it's going in there and benching 150, 175, 250 every day. But not necessarily every day. You want to be press every day. You know what I'm talking about? But you understand what I'm saying. Like same motion every day. I'm in here, shoulders retract, pull back, bump, bump, every day. It's not pretty. It's not sexy. It's not provocative. It don't get the people going. You know what I'm saying? So you want to see a nigga with a see you get your upper chest gains like this. Niggas around here doing a press with a damn plate. That's not doing nothing. But it look good on TikTok. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, man. Where we at with it?
Go to 2 Timothy.
Yeah, we good. Indeed. Yeah, 2 Timothy 4. What was that for that? Oh yeah. Come on over. Give me Luke 4 and 16. We were talking about how he'll heal you with a free will offer. And that, of course, that Elohim so loved the world, he gave his only begotten son, which is evidence of that free will offer. But I want you to hit this Luke 4:16.
Saying he came to Nazareth where he had been brought up, and as his custom was, he went into the synagogue on the Shabbat. They had stood up for to read, and there was delivered unto him the book of the prophet Isaiah. And when he had opened the book, he found the place where it was written, "The Ruach of the Lord is upon me, because he hath anointed me to preach the gospel to the poor. He hath sent me to heal the brokenhearted."
To heal the who?
The brokenhearted.
To heal the who?
The brokenhearted.
Oh man.
To preach deliverance to the captives and recovering of sight to the blind.
That's it.
To set at liberty them that are bruised.
I want you to do me a favor. I want you to go to Isaiah 61:1. And if it say heal the brokenhearted, give me the Hebrew equivalent for it. Let me see if there's a Hebrew equivalent before we talk about the Greek, because I don't care about the Greek like that. Just read.
The Ruach of Yahuwah Elohim is upon me, because Yahuwah have anointed me to preach the good tidings unto the meek. He have sent me to bind up the brokenhearted.
So that's good. Tell me what bind up the brokenhearted is.
To bind up is kabosh, to tie, to bind up, to saddle, to restrain, to bandage, to govern.
Notice it said to bandage. That's why they use the word heal in Luke. So we'll use rock.
Is shabar.
That's somebody who's been broken into pieces.
Sean
Bott and Raj. See, this is somebody whose house has been consumed. So here comes Mashiach to come through, or the chief to come through and put it back together. You know what I'm talking about? That's what he said he came to do, is to heal the brokenhearted, which is why he gave his apostles the instruction that you love one another. What does Hebrews 13:1 tell you to do? He say people like flashed and skill. Definitely say just like, but no, you know what, brother Omar, though, all jokes aside, though, even though Kobe had some flash, Kobe was very fundamentally sound. You know what I'm talking about? His footwork was impeccable. You know what I'm talking about? Absolutely impeccable. You know what I'm talking about? He never really got enough credit for how fundamentally sound he was. You know what I'm talking about? He was very, very fundamentally sound. You know what I'm talking about? Very. Oh, quite a few people have. Because you can get by on, some players are good enough to get by on talent alone. Well, some of them didn't become great. Not many. Because like Jordan was very fundamentally sound. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and that's why many people aren't great. Because a lot of niggas who play in the league now, they're not fundamentally sound. Oh yeah, he was. I mean, Shaq was fundamentally sound with his footwork. He just was lazy. You know what I'm saying? But through that lazy, even though he was lazy, he was gifted with so much talent and a physique like none other, that he was able to skate by on that until he got bloated. You know what I'm talking about? He could have played a little longer, but you know, he didn't take care of himself. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's why, you know what I'm saying? Like, you'll see Barkley, he was funny, but that nigga had crazy athletes. See, a lot of times, man, when niggas be super athletic, they can get by without fundamentals, especially in this day and time, because nobody teaches it as often as they used to. It's different. It's different. That's why you see that in football. A lot of them niggas trash because they not fundamentally sound. Because they don't practice as often. You know what I'm saying? So you don't get to work on it. That's why some of them games be. See, some of us, we look at it because it's the athleticism. But some of us who've seen the sports, certain sports at a different time, you be like, boy, this junk is bad. As far as the game is concerned. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't have the fundamentals down. That's why you see Deion always be screaming about technique and leverage and all this type of stuff. That's the stuff Belichick teach all the time. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the stuff why Brady was great, because he didn't have any athletic ability. So he had to be fundamentally sound, but he also had to be committed to every aspect of what he was doing. And most people don't want to commit their life to anything like that. When you're dealing with the word, he said you got ears to hear and eyes to see, but you don't have a heart that you might be converted and be healed, it's because individuals have not committed every aspect of their life to it. You ain't consumed with it. You know what I'm talking about? See, when Tom Brady woke up in the morning, that man thought about football. When Kobe Bryant woke up in the morning, that man would think about basketball. You understand the level of commitment you got to have to wake up at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning and say, I'm going to put up 1,500 shots and then come back later and put up this many shots. You're consumed with it, which is why Isaiah 26:3 say what it say. You know what I'm saying? Your heart trusted him because it stayed on you. You know what I'm talking about? You consumed with it. That's why that Revelation say, man, remember your first love and do the first works. Because you can get to the point where you're not consumed with it anymore. You complacent. You know what I'm talking about? Well, I've been doing it this long. You're not hungry no more. You know what I'm talking about? Like when you look at certain athletes, they don't stop playing because they're not hungry no more. Their body won't allow them to continue. I best believe if Brady body would allow them to continue, he probably would have kept playing. You know what I'm saying? Just like, no, I'm not. I don't want to stop. Nigga, Ric Flair damn near 89 years old. Nigga, he still want to wrestle. This nigga got a pacemaker because he's consumed with it. It's his whole life. That's the only thing he ever cared about. You know what I'm saying? You have to look at the word in the same way. You know what I'm saying? The word has to be more important than pleasure, more important than fun, more important than your own personal satisfaction. If it's not, you're probably not going to be successful at it. You know what I'm talking about? Go ahead, man.
You going to Isaiah 61?
Yeah, no, we good. It gave me the word I was looking for. Yeah, that's what Bruce Lee said. Don't fear the man who practiced 1,000 kicks, but the man who practiced one kick 1,000 times. An example of loving one another clearly, Jonathan and David is your best example. As far as brotherly love is concerned. You know what I'm talking about? That's the great example you're going to pull out this text every time. Hey, who over there whistling? Cease and desist. Absolutely, brother Omar. Repetition makes greatness. And that's why he told you to do what? Luke 9:23.
If any will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his stake daily and follow me.
And they're taking up that stake daily and denying yourself. That's daily repetition. That's daily repetition. Over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. That's why I always told you, you don't worry about, man, how did I stop sinning? You just don't sin today. And just string them together. But the commitment has to be there to let this mind be in you, the same mind that was in Yahushua HaMashiach, that he that suffer in the flesh cease from sin. And why are you ceasing from sin? Because you've committed to live your life under Elohim and not to the lust of your flesh. You committed to what it is that you're doing. You know what I'm saying? If you're not committed to it, then you're not going to receive the Ruach. You don't go to hell. You're not going to see the fruits thereof and the benefit of the word. You know what I'm saying? I believe in my personal experience that a lot of people get frustrated from the word because like what it said in Hebrews, you're not exercising it. So because you're not exercising it, you're not seeing the benefit of it. I'm not talking about no blessings, man. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about if you're not exercising, you don't get to see the outward benefit of having the joy of Yahuwah in your heart and experiencing that. You don't get to see the benefit of the self-control. You don't get to see the benefit of the faith and the love. You don't get to see that to see, okay, here is the actual, tangible, actual results that I can see from me doing this. See, people keep going to the gym when they see results. See, when people don't see results, they stop going. And you know why you usually don't see any results? Because your training program sucks. And you know why your training program sucks? Because you didn't take the time to properly learn how to train or find somebody who could teach you how to do it. You thought you could go in here and do it yourself. But you walked in that gym intimidated because you didn't know what you were doing and what did what. And then when you didn't get the results that you wanted to get, you stopped going. And now you're built like a bag of dirty laundry. You know what I'm talking about? Now you're mad because you can't see you're growing. Now you're crying and upset. Now you want to go get surgery. Instead of taking the time to learn or go find somebody who's smarter than you. You know what I'm talking about? See, I thank my mama and my daddy and my granddaddy for always telling me this one particular thing. If you don't know what you're doing, go find somebody who do and go ask for help. They always told me there ain't never no shame of saying, I don't know what I'm doing. Can you show me? I believe in that wholeheartedly, man. You know how much trouble you can save yourself from life by just humbling yourself and saying, man, I don't know what I'm doing. Can you help me? Instead of trying to figure it out when you don't know what you're doing, and now you wasting time and money to try to figure out something when you could have just asked for help and cut all that out. Then on top of that, you never know what that asking for help can get you connected to, depending on what it is that you're doing. Because you don't know who and who can put you in front of who. See, a white man taught me that when I was 12 also, when I was in that junior business thing in middle school. You know what I'm talking about? You always have to be ready and willing to learn from whoever you come across in life, man, because everybody got some type of wisdom and knowledge and understanding to give you in an area of life that you might not be proficient in. You walk around feeling like can't nobody tell you or teach you nothing. You are literally the definition of a goddamn fool. And what does that mean? That means literally Yahuwah has cursed and damned your mind so that you can be destroyed because you proud of you ain't got no sense. Praise Yahuwah, Sister Tanina. Indeed, Brother Omar, indeed. Yeah, man. That's what people problem here, man. I'm be honest with you, man. And you done seen it in your own personal experience. You probably done seen it. Boy, it's a multitude of people who be ready, willing, and able to help people if they ask. You know what I'm talking about? They don't even mind. They ready to do it. They be looking for somebody to give this knowledge to. They feel like don't nobody want it. Where we at with it, Sid? Johnny who?
I said Luke 9 and 23. Unless you
yeah, we good with that. You holding it? What else we holding? Come on over here, man. Give me 1 Thessalonians 5 and 5. Make it 5 and 4. Of course, you know when we sit back and we look at this voluntarily free will offering, remember that the Lord made this one particular statement: no man take my life, I lay it down to myself. You know what I'm talking about? That's a free will offering to heal you. That's why he said, unless they should hear with their ears and see with their eyes, and they should be converted, and I should heal them. You have to understand, son, some of y'all went to church and y'all heard them people say Jehovah Rapha, you know what I'm saying? But it's Yahuwah. Yahuwah is a healer. That is what he does. He's in the healing business. That's the type of business that your Elohim is in. He is in the healing business. This is what he does. This is what he desires to do. This is what he manifested himself in the flesh to do, was to heal. You understand? Come on with it, sir.
Say, but you, brethren, are not in darkness, that the day should overtake you as a thief. You are all the children of the light and the children of the day. We are not of the night nor of darkness. Therefore, let us not sleep as others, but let us watch and be sober. For they that sleep,
Amen,
sleep in the
brother
night,
Omar.
and they that be drunken are drunken in the night. But let us who are of the day be putting on the breastplate of faith and love, and for a helmet the hope of salvation.
Mm-hmm.
For Elohim have not appointed us to wrath.
See how they say he not appointed us to wrath? That go back to when he say, for my anger is turned away from him, because he will heal your backslidings and he will love you freely. You understand? That anger and wrath he had that we read about in Hosea, that we read about in Hosea 14:4, that free will offering turned it away. That's why he said that in John 10:18. Don't nobody take my life from me. I lay it down to myself. This is a free will offering. That's the significance of why you see a free will offering in the law, because that means that's something you did from your soul. Nobody compelled you to do it. Nobody moved you to do it. You was compelled and moved to do it in your own mind and in your own spirit. That gives esteem to your Elohim. That's why it's in there. That's why he got a free will offering. Matter of fact, why this on my mind too, man? Let me say this here, because I just seen the video where nigga said this here, man. Just so we can be clear. How many of y'all have ever heard a nigga say if you got married before you was in the word, your marriage don't count? Because I've heard it several times from a multitude of different people who are not in the same organization. Let me just make this clear if you didn't know this here. If a bald-headed, scallywag, funky dog back nigga tell you that your marriage don't count before you was in the truth, boy, the truth ain't in him. You say you done heard that, Yasha? And that nigga work for the devil. Because I don't know where these whole niggas get that junk there from. Boy, that nigga is wicked as hell. Literally. That man is cursed. That man is damned. Because let me tell you something, man. Boy, a covenant is a covenant. Just because you didn't know you was an Israelite, so now your word don't mean nothing? And you niggas believe that? But I heard a man say, I can leave my wife because my marriage don't count. He said, that's how they take niggas' wives. I already know it. That's old dirty Dick Diggler move. That's what that is. That's what that is. That's a wicked nigga move. Because I wouldn't care if you got married in 1969 and you found out you was an Israelite in 2017. Boy, that's still your wife, boy. How she not your wife and you been with her all them years, boy? Done had children with her and did all this stuff. You niggas that damn stupid. See them wicked niggas come in to some of them women, man, and they tell them, see, since y'all wasn't in the truth, man, you know, you ain't really married to him, sister. You can come over here with me. But I'm telling you, any nigga talking like that, boy, he wants your old lady now. Or he trying to get with your old lady. The nigga trying to do something nasty. The nigga gay. Let me put it like that. Not gay as in homosexual, but gay as in lame. He say some are trying to justify divorce. I mean, they've been on that because that's a tight one. You know what I'm talking about? That's straight gate right there. You hear me? We talked about that the other night, so we ain't got to go back over that. That's a tight one right there. I done seen some niggas get on camera. You can see they tap dancing around trying to how to answer that. And you know why people be tapping dancing around trying to answer that? Because they don't want to offend nobody. So I don't give a damn about your feelings. That man say if you get married and your spouse still living and you married to another, you are an adulterer and an adulteress, and we stand on that. And if you don't like it, you might as well unsubscribe. Because I'm not finna come up. Look here, man. Putting away in divorce, same thing. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely to get members.
Don't nobody preach that. I have never seen a Christian preach.
What? Preach not divorce and remarried? The only Christian I ever heard preach against it is Gino. You know what I'm saying? That's the only one. That's the only Christian pastor I ever heard speak against it. He said, as flies are dung, or something going after multiplying women. They going after something. Is hell's what they going.
I feel like that's probably one thing that
it offends niggas the greatest. It offends niggas the greatest because unless that woman played the whore, you niggas done left people who you ain't had no business leaving. You know what I'm talking about? And now you want somebody to justify you because you done remarried. Especially in the Christian church because them pastors done been remarried. So they can't preach against it because they'll be condemning themselves because they either going to have to be single or go back to their wife. That's why I said play the whore, because that's the only way you can get rid of the hoe.
Outside of them being married already, it's the fact that they married people.
Marrying people who've been with, absolutely. Absolutely. They definitely getting paid to marry. See, y'all don't know that, right? See, I am actually to marry people. You legally have to, it don't take much to do it now. You know what I'm saying? For it to be recognized on your marriage license. But most niggas who do that, they charge. I know Bruce who got it and they charge. Like, I'm honest with you. If you wanted to pay me, you could. I'm not finna charge nobody in here to marry them. I'm not finna charge you for that. How I'm gonna serve you the word and tell you, yeah, I need $400 to do this wedding. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm not finna.
They must serve a God as a lesson.
No, I'm not finna charge you, man. That's like me charging your bereaved people to do your funeral. You know what I'm talking about? I've been serving and preaching you the word for 20 years. Now pay me to put you and talk about you while we put you in the ground. But that's what niggas do though. That's what most of these preachers make their money at. If they ain't really like on the TD Jakes, Joe Osteen level to sell merchandise and books, they make their money off speaking engagements at other churches. Now I ain't talking about real speaking engagement. I'm talking about First Baptist Church on Sunday want me to come around. They gonna pay me $500 to show up. And I get all the love offerings. Why you think them preachers come out? I'm a guest speaker. That's how they make their money. They make their money guest speaking, funerals, and weddings. It's all abomination before God. That's what they doing. Superb. No, they ain't superb. Nigga trash with the precepts and hecepts. What them niggas is. That's what's going on out here, man. That's what's going on out here, man. You know what I'm saying? But like I say, man, that divorce and remarriage, that's a hard one for people. You know, I've been told you that. You better spend your marriage card wisely. You better spend it wisely. Because you might be joined to somebody you regret. You better spend it wisely. As a man, you better make sure she down with your plan. And nigga, you better make sure you got a plan. You know what I'm saying? Don't wing it. You know what I'm talking about? Because I'm trying to tell you. Look, man. Well, if you winging it, boy, and that junk don't come to pass after years, boy, that woman gonna hate you. And depending on the character she got, she gonna punish you for the rest of your days, nigga. You know what I'm talking about? She gonna punish you for the rest of your day. We can sit around here and sell all that old cool, lovey-dovey stuff, nigga. But when real life start entering in, nigga, that junk going out the window, nigga. Straight like that. You know what I'm talking about? That junk going out the window. Well, you better make sure you got your junk in order. Don't be shocked to sit back thinking, wondering if your wife will look at you like, this nigga's incompetent. I'm just stuck here. So I got to deal with his incompetence. You know what I'm talking about? You don't want to get you no woman who no disciplinary problem. She don't know when to be quiet. She don't do nothing. She don't flip the pillars. She don't cook. She don't do nothing. You run into my man. Look here, as a woman, boy, you better make sure you marry a nigga you know you gonna want to listen to. How you gonna marry a nigga you know you don't respect him first? There's a lot of women do that stupid junk. What you fooling with somebody you don't respect? Why you fooling with somebody you don't want to listen to? You know why? Because you a child. Because you worry about being cute and going on dates. That don't make a marriage. That's retarded. You have to grow up and be an adult. You know what I'm talking about? You actually finna take your life, and he's not merging his life with you. You merging your life with him. The same way that Yahuwah's not taking and merging himself with you, you merging yourself with him. That means you got to get down with him. What you want to do don't matter, and he is not supposed to overly invest in your desires. Why is he investing in your desires when you're supposed to be invested in his? You to help me, not him. You're supposed to be helping him. What are you helping you for? At that point, that means you the husband. So I guess you got to peg him. Because that's the point. That's the dynamic on the interaction that you're working with. He is wearing the panties and the maid outfit. If a man divorces his first wife, is his second marriage recognized? It is not. Not unless she played the whore. He said, could you have to take your wife back if she repents for adultery while you've been divorced? That's your choice. But if you don't put her away for it, let her stay where she at. Let me tell you something. Just let her stay where she at. If you got rid of, then let her stay where she at. That's more for your own. That's for your own sanity. You know what I'm talking about? I definitely tell you this here. If you was with a woman, she cheated on you, man, and then she went with another dude, and you got rid of her, definitely don't take her back, because you're not getting back the same woman. She been living with another man, doing XYZ with another man. She coming back with all his thoughts, his slang, his verbiage, his teachings, his wisdom. They'll let her stay over there with him. They'll let her stay over there with him. Go on to get to Mark 10, man. We talked about it the other day. We read it again. You go straight to 10 and 10. Is it 10 and 10? Like you said, that's a hard one for niggas to swallow. No pause. It's a hard one. People don't want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? People don't want to hear that.
Nigga don't want to be alone.
Nah. What it is not only do the people don't want to be alone, people don't want to be wise and discretionary about who they choose to marry. Especially with brews, because they pushing people to just get married. All these single brothers, no brother should be unmarried. All that type of, whoa, brother. Is that man even prepared to be a husband? Is this woman even prepared to be a wife? Do you understand the level of responsibility and commitment that you're trying to push these people? Yeah, no, man. You already know, boy, I ain't putting pressure on nobody to marry nobody. And some of y'all know I done told you, you better not do that. I ain't telling you not to never marry. I'm just telling you what I can see right now. You better not do that. Let XYZ play out first, man. Or get yourself together first. Sometimes it may not be him. You might need to get yourself together as a woman. Do you understand what you signing up for? Or you just want to be cute? But that's what too many niggas' problem is. You want pictures to post. You want a story to tell. But nigga, what story you gonna tell on a random Thursday morning? You know what I'm talking about? When that baby crying and you tired because you've been breastfeeding. And this nigga got to get up and go to work. And the money ain't flowing like he wanted it to flow. You know what I'm talking about? And he got the pressure knowing I'm responsible for these niggas in this house. Them goddamn pictures don't mean nothing then. I promise you that. You know what I'm saying? And you got to make sure you dedicated to the person you with. I ain't just talking about the woman, the man too. You know what I'm saying? Because now you done brought this person into your life. You responsible for these people now. You wanted that woman in your life. You wanted to put your seed in her womb and the fruit to come out. You responsible for all these people and every single solitary aspect. Boy, nigga, you ready for that? Yes. Oh. Hebrew nigga be pushing niggas straight to it. Need to get your wife, brother. Oh, these beautiful Acotes. That nigga don't need no Acotes. That nigga need a coat. He cold. You know what I'm talking about? And he ain't cold that he mean with his game. That boy shivering because he naked out here. He ain't boy ain't got a pot. Nor he ain't even got no piss to put in the pot, much less a window to throw it out. And if he threw the piss out, it'd freeze in the air. That's how cold it is in the house. Come on, Sid.
And in the house, his disciples asked him again of the same. And he said unto them, whosoever shall put away his wife and marry another, commit adultery against her.
Whosoever do what?
Put away his wife and marry another, commit adultery against her.
You see, that's how them wicked niggas be trying to say, see the man, yeah, nigga, put your wife away and get you another woman, boy, and she ain't did nothing. You going to hell.
And if a woman shall put away her husband and be married to another, she committed adultery.
He said the wife wanted to divorce the man. She was with other men while separated. The wife ended up divorcing the man. Is he committing adultery even when he had no children? Read that again. Listen to what he said.
And he said unto him, whosoever shall put away his wife and marry another, commit adultery.
Now, Paul. Now go read Matthew 5 and 27. Come on.
You have heard that it was said by them of old time, you shall not commit adultery. But I say unto you that whosoever look on a woman to lust after hath committed adultery with her already in his heart.
Come on.
And if your right eye offends you, pluck it out cast it off from you.
Now pause. Now you hear some people say, you look with a woman, you can't commit adultery with us if you desire a woman and she ain't married. You know why they said if you look upon a woman, because you already know where that come from. Where it come from? That come from David knew Bathsheba was another man's wife. You know what I'm talking about? See, now, because I just heard Ringo say on the video, you know, when them young women, how they talking about brother putting the young virgins on the auction block. I can't speak about none of that. But he talking about, you know, if brother be single and you put the women up there, he gonna be lusting. I'm like, nigga, speak for yourself. What type of nigga in the synagogue you see a woman, now you can't control your thoughts, you thinking about sex. You got bigger problems. It's too many of these niggas in their word, bro, that justify just being an outright horn dog. Like, nigga, what's wrong with you, bro? How in the world are all these men just consumed with sex every minute and moment of the day? And you say, how you, that mean ain't no word in you. I get it if you single. You like women, but you burning like that, bro? By the woman you don't even know just by looking at one? Well, you need help that only, well, the Lord might not be able to help some of these niggas. Boy, I promise you, but these niggas are different. Hold on, that was the verse. These niggas different.
It's a little bit farther down.
Yeah, it is. Come on, right there, verse 31.
It had been said, whosoever shall put away his wife, let him give her a writing of divorcement.
But I say unto you,
And whosoever shall put away his wife, saving for the cause of fornication, cause her to commit adultery.
and whosoever marry her,
that is divorced, commit adultery.
listen. Read fornication by definition. Y'all know what fornication is. If you caught your wife having sex with a dog, you get rid of that one.
That's pornea, illicit sexual intercourse.
Hold on. Now he said illicit sexual intercourse.
What about a cat?
She wild if she doing that. Listen, Leviticus 18. Listen to this here. I got you, Sif. You ain't got to go nowhere. Listen what this man said. Yahuwah spake unto Moses, speaking of the sons of Yasharal, and say unto them, I'm Yahuwah your Elohim. After the doings of the land of Egypt wherein you dwelt, you shall not do. And after the doings of the lands of Canaan, whither I bring you, you shall not do. Neither shall you walk in their ordinances. That means everything he finna say, them Egyptians was doing that. So let's look at verse 6. None of you shall approach to any that is near of kin to him to uncover nakedness. I, Yahuwah. Get what that means? You as a man, he's not talking to no women. That's one of the first things you have to look. That's why he don't say if a woman lay with a woman like she lay with a man, he wasn't talking to no women. See, a lot of Hebrew niggas like to try to make it seem like, no, he talking to you, dirty dick nigga. He talking to you. You ain't got no business taking your funky behind over there to touch your sister, to touch your doggone auntie, to touch your mama. You ain't got no business doing that. So get what? If you caught your old lady doing that, you get rid of that hoe. She's defiled. That's that whole net. You know what I'm talking about? He said, the nakedness of your father, the nakedness of your mother shall you not uncover. She is your mother. You would think that nobody would have to tell you that. But the Egyptians and the Canaanites didn't care. So somebody did have to tell you that because they was doing it. They were doing it. The nakedness of your father's wife, the nakedness of your sister, the nakedness of your son's daughter. You would think that you wouldn't have sex with your niece. But you remember what Paul wrote in the Corinthians. He said, boy, it's things done in here that's commonly that a man would have take his father's wife. Oh, he was your granddaughter. I'm thinking about a conversation we had on Clubhouse. We were talking about that, about nieces and nephews and this, that, then the third, and aunties and uncles. Well, you gonna sleep with your granddaughter, cuz? You wild. You know what I'm talking about? He said, or of your daughter's daughter. The nakedness of your father's wife's daughter. Begotten of your father, she is your sister. You shall not uncover the nakedness of your sister. She's your father near kinswoman. What you having sex with your auntie for? You shall not uncover the nakedness of your father's brother, nor approach to his wife. She's your aunt. You shall not uncover the nakedness of your daughter-in-law. She's your son's wife. You shall not uncover the nakedness of your brother's wife. You shall not uncover the nakedness of a woman and her daughter. Neither shall you take her son's daughters or her daughter's daughter to uncover her nakedness. Their near kinswomen is wickedness. You shall not take a wife to her sister to vex. You already said you can't mess with two sisters. He said, you shall not approach unto a woman to uncover her nakedness as long as she's put apart for her uncleanliness. Well, that's fornication, boy. See, nigga don't want to talk about that. That woman unclean, you going around there to talk about I run red lights. You finna run straight to hell. And truth be told, which I mean, this is a very odd situation to be in. If you hit your wife and she was on her cycle, you could put her away, but then you would be the hypocrite because you're the one laid with her. But nevertheless, you shall not lie carnally with your neighbor's wife to defile thyself with her. You shall not let any of your seed pass through the fire to Molech. You shall not lie with mankind as with womankind as an abomination. You shall not lie with any beast to defile yourself. Neither shall any woman stand before a beast to lie down. It's confusion. Which one? Oh, nefarious.
How the pastor kicked you right outline that like.
I think he slid that in there because that's just one of the things they were doing in there. So I just think he just slid that in there. I mean, I think that for them, they just equated that to that because that was a way for them to do it in modern times and feel justified. I don't have any I don't have any historical information off the top of my head to say yay or nay. Oh, it's quite possible. I'm not saying they didn't. I said I don't have any historical information to say yay or nay. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't doubt it though, because clearly, even before I seen the Ferris, I had already seen that they equate abortions to giving it to Molech. So for him to say that, I was like, well, that's ironic. Mm-hmm. He said, do not defile not yourselves in any of these things. The nations are defiled, which I cast out before you, and the land is defiled. And therefore I do visit the iniquity thereof upon it. So if a woman got caught doing any of those things, you could get rid of her. You know what I'm saying? But these women not getting caught doing any of these things. They just seen a better looking woman in their mind and they want her. So I'm finna give you a bill. And then go get with this woman. You know what I'm saying? And go get with that woman. Let me tell y'all something. Well, you got women who fellowship in congregations that got babies from 3 different niggas in that congregation. In real life. No exaggeration. Not even being funny or humorous, trying to make no joke. Like, this how these people move, man. These boys come up with schemes to take niggas' old ladies. You know what I'm talking about? That's why I take great offense, nigga, open their mouth. I don't want your old lady. You know what I'm talking about? Damn, so don't. What I'm gonna do with your old lady? Because if I gotta take your old lady, that means I either gotta add to mine or replace mine. I don't want to go through all that. What am I doing all that for? If I wanted to replace mine, then I just wouldn't have married her. That don't make sense to marry a woman to live your life looking for a replacement. That's crazy. It's even more crazy when you do it and that woman done gave you children. That's what these niggas be doing. This is the other part. I'm just gonna be honest with you. These niggas wild. Because these goofy niggas, you know what I'm talking about, are taking women that don't nobody really, ain't nobody going after. And they doing this because they believe that this woman will stick to them. That's why you keep seeing these goofy niggas scream, man, you get with these Hebrew women, man, they come with the kids and this, that, that, and the third. Bro, why you marrying a woman who got 3, 4 kids, bro? And then complaining about she got 3, 4 kids. You thought that since she had 3, 4 kids, nobody would want her. You know what I'm talking about? And you could slide through in the cut and snag her up, and she would just love your dirty draws for the rest of her days. You know what I'm talking about? Then when it don't work out like that, she got to be this, that, there, and the third, because you really can't, man, a lot of these niggas can't get no women, man. You can tell. You know how you know these lot of niggas can't get no women? Because they always looking for the next one. That's a nigga who ain't used to getting no women. Now he in an environment where he feel like women looking at him. Because if you know your old lady solid, you ain't worried about what I'm gonna do with her. Because she gonna have to come in and add more value than the one I already got. That's why I say, man, I seen a nigga say, man, imagine Glorilla with a dress and a head wrap on. She'd just be a whore with a head wrap and a dress on. Because she talking about some pagan holiday, that's all you need. Look at this hoe. She used her body as a piece of drawing paper. Let me tell you something, man. 99.9% of the time. But when you see a woman with a whole bunch of tattoos, boy, there is some emotional instability there. There's some trauma there. You know what I'm talking about? I ain't talking about you got one or two. When they can be tatted up like that all over the place, that woman got a lot going on the inside. I don't want no woman with no body full of tattoos, man. Tattoos all on your stomach, all on your thighs, all on up. You got a full sleeve. There's something wrong with this hoe. There's something wrong with her. She done experienced something in life that I don't have the capabilities of helping her with. I don't even want to find out what they are. An immature nigga be like, that junk look cool. That's a nigga don't want to do nothing with his life. You know what I'm saying? For real though. Nigga who want to go somewhere in his life, he don't want no woman with no body full of tattoos, bro. That's not no man. That's not no woman a man want to take with him and stand next to him. Because you know what your nigga problem is you don't really realize the woman you married to is a reflection of you. So however that woman is, that's a reflection of how you look, how you move, behave, and feel about yourself. And as a woman, you're supposed to be concerned how you behave because that's a reflection of your husband. So if you're old, nasty, rude, disrespectful, you know what I'm talking about, uncordial person, that reflects poorly on your husband. That's why men who trying to go in a particular trajectory want to be married to a certain type of woman. That's why these hoes down here be mad because you not that type of woman. That man's not finna take you where he going. You know what I'm talking about? Because he can't take you where he going. You don't know how to behave. Yeah, see, people want to hear that because you know what most people think. Everybody deserves everything. No, you don't. You know what I'm saying? You got to be if you a man who want to be in formal arenas, you got to have a woman who used to being in them type of environment. You can't take no gutter snipe and take her to no gala. You know what I'm talking about? You can't take no scallywag and bring her in front of influential people. She ain't gonna know how to behave. She gonna embarrass you. She gonna ruin everything you working for. You definitely can't talk about I'm gonna be a godly man and preach the word, and your wife is a disciplinary problem. She don't listen. She don't take instruction. She gonna embarrass you. We gonna be looking at you like, damn, that nigga wife act like that. I ain't listening to him. For real. You know how people act like that. Y'all went to church and seen how people, some of y'all know some of them niggas pastors' wife was nasty as all outdoors. Ain't nobody respect this nigga. You gotta be careful with that. Come on, Sibby. Let's go back to Isaiah 6 and 10. We need to both conversion. Because conversion is a part of building the house. You trying to build a house, Sibby? Let's build a house, Sibby.
You say, make the heart of this people fat, make their ears heavy, shut their eyes, lest they see with their ears, and understand with their heart, and convert and be healed.
And be healed.
Then said I, Lord, how long?
That's good. That's good. That's good. I want you to come over here, man. I want you to come to something else, man. Give me Leviticus 7, man. Give me Leviticus 7 and 10, man. It's unleavened bread. Let's end with an unleavened bread conversation. On the matter of fact, make it 11 on the peace offering tip.
And this the law of the sacrifice of peace offerings, which he shall offer unto Yahuwah.
Tell them what a peace offering is, man.
Shalom, peace offering, requital, sacrifice for alliance or friendship.
An alliance or friendship. It's for a bond. You dig? We talked about it before. Verse 12.
If he offered for Thanksgiving.
If he offered for what?
For Thanksgiving.
Tell him what offer mean, man.
Rob. To come near, to approach.
To approach. He said, who approached near unto me? Ain't that what he said? Give me John 6 and 44, man. Tell me what the Lord said right there.
Say, no man can come to me except the Abba which have sent me, draw him, and I will raise him up at the last day.
Mm-hmm.
It is written in the prophets, they all shall be taught of Elohim. Every man, therefore, that have heard and have learned of the Abba, come unto me.
He said they're going to approach him then, ain't it? So if you approach the man, come on back to Leviticus 7 and 12. If you're going to approach the man, what you going to do?
Say, if he offer for Thanksgiving, then he shall offer with the sacrifice of Thanksgiving unleavened cakes.
Unleavened what?
Unleavened cakes. Mingled with oil.
Mingled with who?
With oil.
And what else?
Unleavened wafers.
And what else?
Anointed with oil.
And cakes what?
Mingled with oil of fine flour.
Fried. That's why you like it. You like it fried, don't you? I know Cynthia like it fried. I don't know. He ain't from the South. Boop like it fried. You like it fried? Fried. Come on, tell them what Thanksgiving is, man.
So, Don, confession of praise.
A confession, Thanksgiving. Now tell them what unleavened cakes is, man. That's what y'all been eating, some unleavened cakes, ain't it? Y'all think be like, these unleavened cakes great. You don't eat them no more for the rest of the year. Be telling them lie you gonna make them. You ain't made them. I ain't heard now one of you niggas talking about you made them for dinner. I ain't seen no cinnamon and unleavened breads and nobody's photograph outside of 8. When the last time you made some? I only say that because every year somebody gonna say these are great. I'm gonna make them, but you don't never make them.
That's matzah for unleavened. That's unleavened bread or cake without leaven.
Go and tell them what cakes is though. We ain't talking about the cakes you niggas like. Collar, huh?
Law, cake, probably perforated
and pierced. A punctured cake.
Yeah, usually, yes. A cake usually punctured.
Think about that for a second. This is an unleavened cake that's usually punctured. You ever punctured your cake? Let me take that back. Let me make that. Listen, give me Psalm 22 and 16. You tired, little Bible study? What you tired for? You ain't got no job.
It's on what?
22 and 16. You supposed to say I do got a job. I go to school.
They say, for dogs have compassed me, the assembly of the wicked have enclosed me. They pierced my hands and my feet.
They did what to your what?
They pierced my hands and my feet.
Give me Isaiah 49 and 14, man.
But Zion said, Yahuwah have forsaken me, my Lord have forgotten me. Can a woman forget her sucking child that she should not have compassion on the son of her womb? Yea, they may forget, yet will I not forget you. Behold, I have graven you upon the palms of hands, your walls continually before me. Your children shall make haste.
They've been pierced. Now listen, what else did he say about these cakes? He said they was mingled with oil. And that's what it said. We'll go ahead and look at Matthew 26 and 6. Let's see how mingled it is. You like to mingle your oil? I heard you like to mingle your oil. I heard you like to mix white and dark. Oh, you ain't from there. They don't say that up your way, huh? You boys down here be on that drink. They say, well, they on that oil. You know what I'm talking about? You know what's funny? Them boys were playing music today. Them boys had a versus battle. They say the best breakup song. You know what's funny? Let me ask y'all this question. I'm just all serious. That's why it's on my brain. Y'all know Lenny Williams, don't you? You don't know Lenny Williams? You need to leave from here. You know Lenny Williams? Y'all nigga don't know Lenny Williams, man. I bet if a nigga played that song, you know Lenny Williams. That nigga say, I watched TV till television went off. You know what I'm saying? That nigga say that wasn't no breakup song. I say this nigga say he watched TV till it went off. You know what I'm talking about? You know, he said, I love you. And I need you. This is real. You don't know it? Damn, they don't know Lenny Williams, man. Yeah, that's a sample. Lenny Williams, man, I love you. But I was telling this nigga, she told me, that ain't no breakup song. I said, if any grown man say he sat up and watched television till television went off, that's a breakup song. Listen, y'all not even old enough to know what that is when he say, I watched television till television went off. Do you even know what that means? No, the TV don't cut off. I know what it means because when I was little, I used to think I had them broke the TV. Listen. TV show networks didn't always run programming for 24 hours straight. Yeah, so once it got to a certain point in time, it would just go, ooh, it just go blank. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That boy say, I watched television till television went off. I say, ma'am, if a nigga sat there and did that, he ain't even bathed. Well, when a nigga say he said, no, that ain't no drawing no conclusion. When a nigga telling you he that depressed thinking about this woman, man, that nigga just sat there. Well, you know what I'm saying? Remember what his name is? The nigga with the bad beard? Anthony Hamilton. That nigga say, boy, with that song, that boy say, boy, not Charlene. Not Charlene. He got another record. I'm trying to remember the name. I'm so lost, something like that, man. Hold on. I got it on my phone. No, man, bump Charlene. We don't care nothing about Charlene. Ain't nobody asked about Charlene. I'm a mess. That nigga say, boy, I ain't bathed. I ain't went to work. You know what I'm talking about? Niggas like, good grief, nigga. Huh? Oh, man, Fat Boy used to bump that jump when I got out of prison. Song 5. You know what I'm saying? He was like, well, that nigga Hamilton go hard now. Song 5. But that nigga say, I'm a mess right now. That nigga say, I ain't been to work. I ain't shaved. I ain't bathed. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all say, baby tried to come with Beyonce. That's what they were battling with. You know what this nigga hit this nigga with? Y'all don't know this song either. That nigga said, I saw you and him walking in the rain. You know what I'm talking about? See, you don't know nothing about that. Drew said, I know about him. I know you know about it. You from Chicago. They play that type of stuff on a regular Tuesday afternoon. No reason. Nigga ain't even sad. But what make that song funny is the end of it. Cuz go to snap. Nigga say, you walk around here with this jelly foot, snoot foot, nigga. You know what I'm talking about? I say, Lord of mercy. You know what I'm saying? But listen, what verse we at?
That's 26 and 6.
Come on, listen to it.
Now, when Yahushua was in Bethany in the house of Simon the leper,
Crystal say, I know Lenny.
there came unto him a woman having an alabaster box of very precious ointment and poured it on his head as he sat. But when his disciples saw, they had indignation, saying, to what purpose is this waste?
What purpose is this waste?
For this ointment might have been sold for much and given to the poor. When Yahushua understood, he said unto them, why trouble you the woman, for she hath wrought a good work upon me? For you had the poor always with you, but me you have not always.
Did she just take that unleavened cake and really walk? Then right after that he went and got pierced? John 50. Make it 49. After John 6 and 49, get your Matthew 26 and 26, and then Matthew 27 and 26. And we'll call that conversation a wrap.
Your fathers did eat manna in the wilderness.
And what? And what he called the manna, he said the manna was like honey wafers, ain't it? But they wasn't unleavened cakes like that though. Actually, they was in there with the unleavened bread. You know, they kept the manna in the temple. You know that, right? In the Kadash of the Kadash. Because how did he describe the manna? That's angels' food. Come on.
See, this is the bread which come down from Shamahim, that a man may eat thereof and not die. I am the living bread which came down from Shamahim. If any man eat of this bread, he shall live forever. The bread that I will give in my flesh, which I will give for the life of the world.
You give for the life of the who?
Of the world.
Okay.
Yahudim eat my blood, drink and
and what else?
He that eat my flesh and drink my blood dwell in me, and I in him.
Matthew 26 and 26. Do we need to get Numbers 28, man, with the drink and the, you know, I know there's people around here, they're not familiar with that information. We kind of went off the beaten path, but y'all willing, I'll be back with it. Come on, Matthew 26 and 26.
And as they were eating, Yahushua took bread and Baruch and brake and gave to his disciples, saying, and said, take, eat, this is my body. And he took the cup and gave thanks and gave to them, saying, drink you all of it. For this is my blood of the New Testament, which is shed for many for the remission of sins.
Shed for many for the remission of sin. He said, this is my body, break it, right? How else you gonna break the bread unless you pierce it? I didn't even say that. Well, you know that nigga, you know another song they beef about? She mentioned the song Tank, I Gotta Find My Way Back. That nigga played Tank, I Deserve. She said, that ain't no breakup song. I said, well, that nigga say he chased that hoe down the street.
Tank, maybe I deserve.
Mm-hmm.
That's all they were saying. He deserved everything he did to her.
Yeah, but at the end of it, she slide, and he begging her to stay, saying, I don't care what you did. He would chase him in because Tank said you can put two, as long as you don't surpass 3 wee-wees in your mouth, you're not a homosexual. And he really said this. He really said this. That man say, hey, if you don't pass 3 wee-wees, you good. I need to know, how did you meet the first one? How did that come about? You know what I'm saying? That be some jump, man. I ain't even being funny. Like, that'd be a real conversation. Like, brother, I need to know, how did that happen? I want to understand, how did you get to the point that you say, you know what? This is a great thing to do. Because I encountered something like that in prison, man. Dude say he accidentally gave a man fellatio. That's what I asked him. That's what I asked the nigga.
Nah, he didn't because of that.
I was like, my word. You know what I'm saying? No, I was at Tallahassee Road Prison, man. I can't remember the dude, man. But dude was like, that nigga was like, yeah, man, I accidentally, performed fellatio. And we was like, what, you just tripped, grabbed the nigga meat, and it just dropped it? Like, how does that happen? And there wasn't no sissy. Like, if you would have seen this nigga, you would have been like, regular dude. Man, Buddy say, man, he had a wee-wee in his mouth. I said, you know what, brother? It's nice knowing you. You know what I mean?
He said it was an accident, man.
Yeah, and I accidentally met you. And I'm going to accidentally leave. Same thing happened to me when I was at Jefferson, man. Man, I'm talking about, I knew the dude. I hadn't been on the rec yard. Went on that rec yard. That nigga ran up on that faggot and hugged him and kissed him in the mouth. I said, I would have appreciated you telling me you was a homosexual before we arrived. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because meaning that we cool. I don't want a nigga to think that I live like how you live. You don't understand in that environment, boy, if you hanging with a nigga who do that, then people are going to think you on that too. He didn't alert me to the fact that he was a boy lover. I would have liked to known that. So I could have made the decision if I wanted to be your friend or not. I don't want to be your friend. So. There's not no type of radar going to go off in this type of situation. Man, there was a nigga named Murder. Nigga was a stone cold killer. You understand what I'm telling you? And that nigga used to be walking around with a man who sashayed around that rec yard every day. I'm telling you, you're not going to run up on a nigga and be like, oh, that nigga gay. This nigga stabbed niggas. You know what I'm talking about? This nigga will stand in the middle of the yard and box you and beat you up. And he not going to want to have sex with you. He want to have sex with a nigga who think he a woman. You know what I'm saying? But no, all jokes aside, man. Yeah, that's the same thing I asked him, Drew. All jokes aside, man, like in that environment, the other sodomites, if you hanging with dudes who mess with sodomites, and that's a green light that you mess with sodomites also. You know what I'm saying? So, no, I don't. Old head told me that long before I even left to go up the road. He said, you got to stay away from the niggas. Man, them punks get you killed, bro. All jokes aside, man, they'll get you killed, man. Because a dude going to stab you up about his homosexual the same way a dude will stab you up about his woman on these streets. You know what I'm saying? So you don't even want to get mingled with that. You just want to, let me go over here. Y'all stay over there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, no, you don't want to do that. You don't want nothing to do with it.
You honestly believe you can have close dealing with a person that's homosexual for years and not know? I'm just asking right.
I mean, if he ain't had his freshness seal tampered, yeah. If a nigga had his freshness seal tampered, the femininity is going to come out of him. This man has been humble. Yeah. If he doing the bending,
you'll never know.
You'll never know. You'll never know. Yeah, you'll never know. because he hasn't been feminized. He hasn't been humble. It's going to come out of him. It's certain feminine mannerisms going to come out of this man. Because if you're doing the bending, you're a different type of lustful savage, to be 100% honest with you. You have a level of degeneracy and lust in you that can't be quantified in the regular human mind. You understand? See, women messing with women, it doesn't arise to the same level of degeneracy that it does in men. That's just messing with a woman is usually some emotional stuff she got going on, or she curious, or she upset with a negative interaction with a man, so she feel like it'll be better if I go over here and fool with women. And then women like to experiment sexually with certain type of things because they won't be looked down societally for doing so. You know what I'm saying? If a woman go fool with a woman, nobody's gonna look down on this woman for this. She can come back from that. A man can't come back from being with another man. That woman is always going to view him as a homosexual. Even if that one homosexual incident was 15 years ago and he did it once in college on a drunk night. In her mind, he gay. You heard it. But a woman could have a 12-year dalliance with a lesbian. And no man will look at her and say, oh, she gay. She just ain't ran across the right meat. That's how niggas think. I'm just being honest with you. He's telling you the truth. Yeah, she can be with a lesbian. I'm talking about manly stud. For years. Go have kids while she with the stud and everything. Ain't nobody gonna think nothing of it. A man can't come back from being humble, bro. He can't come back from that. It's over. He can't come back if he was doing the bending. He can't come back. I'm talking about in the eyesight of society. He can't come back from that. It's over for him. I told you, bro, I was in there with a dude who literally told me he didn't want women anymore. He had a C letter. Means he had been to prison 4 times. I told you that's the boy, he had that white boy hemmed up. Man, I was like, bro, what are you doing, bro? You wildin'. He like, my bad, bro. I was knee deep. I said, well, you bugging, my nigga. Man, I'll come back here to get high, bro. You come on, what you doing? I'm trying to smoke my reefer, man. And this is what you doing back here, bro. Come on. You back here savaging this white boy. I feel sorry for him. You know what I'm saying? I almost shed a thug tear for him. I seen the pain in his face. That nigga had to look like, please help me. What you want me to do?
Yeah, as you was telling nigga you bugging, I know the other nigga was looking at you like, I know he like I've never seen the back of prison.
Man, that white boy was looking like, help me, please. You know what I'm saying? Big dude, man. I'm talking about, boy, he damaging this white boy. I said, come on, bro. The only reason why he stopped, because he had respect for me. Because some of them niggas ain't gonna stop. Listen what I'm telling you, bro. All jokes aside, listen what I'm telling you about this environment. If a nigga got respect for you, got love for you, and you walk up on that, bro, and you be like, hey, man, you wildin', bro. Nigga will consider you. Some of them niggas would be like, nigga, shut up before I do it to you. Straight like that. You better go get your knife, nigga. Some of them niggas will look at you like, nigga, what you looking at?
Gonna be next.
That ain't no environment. That's why I be telling y'all. That's why I told you what I said earlier about how you rate. I'm telling you, boy, everybody ain't built to be in that type of environment. And matter of fact, I was listening to this earlier. D heard and then talking about this here. They were talking about a nigga fresh and fit. He done got a chick pregnant. That's why be who you are. Now he was talking about fresh because you want to act like you a player when you really want a wife. If that's what you want, bro, then be that. You know what I'm saying? Don't be around here trying to be no gangster. Don't around here trying to be, and you know that's not who you are. Because you're going to end up in an environment with men who own that. And then you either going to become that or you're going to get cummed on. You understand what I'm telling you? Yeah, but I'm saying that is it's too many men who faking and you not being who you are. You know you're not a player. You know you're not built like that. You know what I'm saying? You know you want a wife and a family. There's nothing wrong with that. Just be that type of man and make sure you marry that type of woman. You know what I'm saying? But if you ain't a gangster boy, don't try to be no gangster boy because you're going to be in an environment where gangsters act. You know what I'm talking about? And when you get around there, they don't want to hear you calling for nobody. They don't care. It's the same difference on don't get in the word and then say you want to be godly, but you ain't living like that. Just go ahead and be that. Because hell coming for you regardless. Come on, sis. Where we at with it? Who? Yeah, Matthew 27, 26. Okay.
Say, then released he Barabbas unto them, and when he had scourged Yahushua, he delivered to be crucified. Then the soldiers of the governor took Yahushua into the common hall and gathered unto him the whole band. And they stripped him. They took him
to be what?
Crucified.
That's how that unleavened cake got pierced. And that unleavened cake got pierced so that he could love you freely. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, so praise Yahuwah for that. But come on back to that 19 and 7 Psalms. And read that again for me, please.
Say the law of Yahuwah perfect, converting the soul.
Now again, we're talking about converting the soul. I think we read it last night, but we're going to read it again. 2 Corinthians 5. Stop.
For the love of Mashiach constrained us, because we thus judge that if one died for all, then we're all dead.
What else?
And he died for all, that they which should live not henceforth live unto themselves.
They should not live unto them what?
Unto themselves.
But live under who?
Unto him which died for them and rose again.
That's what a lot of people's problem is. You trying to live for yourself instead of living for the man who died and rose again for you. That's your problem. Go ahead.
And he died for all that they wherefore henceforth know we no man after the flesh. Yea, though we have no Mashiach after the flesh, yet now henceforth know we no more. Therefore, if any man in Mashiach, a new creature.
He's a new what?
A new creature.
And what else?
Old things are passed away.
Give me Galatians 4 and 17. Now, y'all know the Hebrew word for renew. That's what we finna work to. It means to make new. Kadash. You know what I mean? Listen to it. Galatians 4 and 17.
They zealously affect you not well. Yea, they would exclude you that you might affect them. But good
it's
to be zealously.
It's Ephesians 4 and 17. My bad. Ephesians 4 and 17. My apologies.
This I say, therefore, and testify in the Lord, that you henceforth walk not as the Gentiles walk, in the vanity of their mind.
Don't walk with the worthlessness of your thoughts.
Having the understanding darkened, being alienated from the life of Elohim through the ignorance that is in them, because of the blindness of their heart.
Go ahead.
Who being past feeling have given themselves over into lasciviousness, to work all uncleanness with greediness.
See, that uncleanness will lead to, and you're going to work it with your lust. Come on.
But you have not so learned Mashiach.
The Lord ain't taught you that.
If so be that you have heard him and have been taught of him as the truth is in Yahushua, that you put off concerning the former conversation.
That you put off the former conduct concerning what?
The old man.
The who man?
The old man.
Which is what?
Corrupt according to deceitful lust.
See, that's what a lot of people don't realize. That go back to the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Because you don't realize that you're moving according to the deceitful lust. Paul said in Romans 7 that sin, it did what? It deceived him. The same way it deceived Eve in the garden. And what are you supposed to learn from that? Your desires will lie to you. That's why you have to move according to the desires of Yahuwah. Go ahead.
It's saying be renewed in the spirit of your mind, that you put on the new man. Which has
you be renewed in the what?
that be renewed in the ruach of your mind, that you put on the new man, which after Elohim is created in righteousness and true kadah.
It's created in the faith and true separation, which just goes back to what we read earlier: make a new mind, a new heart, and a new spirit. Now come over here and swing the what you call it? 1 Samuel chapter 10, verse 5.
After that, you shall come to the hill of Elohim, where is the garrison of the Philistines. It shall come to pass, when you are come there to the city, that you shall meet a company of prophets coming down from the high place with a psaltery and a tabret and a pipe and a harp before them, and they shall prophesy. And the ruach of Yahuwah will come upon you. You shall prophesy with them and shall be turned into another man.
You shall be what?
Turned into another man.
Tell them what turned into another man means.
Shall be turned to FOB. To turn, to overthrow, to overturn, to turn oneself, to change oneself.
To change oneself, to be transformed. Then we read in Romans 12 where he said to be transformed. Ain't that what he said? Yeah, read Romans 12 again, just to make sure that's what it say.
Say, I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of Elohim, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, Kadash, acceptable unto Elohim, your reasonable service. Be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind.
Tell them what transform mean, man. You like transformers, don't you? There's more than meets the eye. That's what they said.
Metamorpho, to change it to another form.
To change into another form. And he just told him he'll be turned into another man. Now come on back to 1 Samuel 10 and where you stopped at. Hey, 1 Samuel 10 and 7. Hey. Yeah.
And let it be when these signs are come unto you, you do as occasion serve you, for Elohim is with you. You shall go down before me to Gilgal, and behold, I will come down unto you to offer burnt offerings, to sacrifice sacrifices of peace offerings. 7 days shall you tarry till I come to you, and show you what you shall do. And it was that when he had turned his back to go from Samuel, Elohim gave him another heart.
Gave him another what?
Another heart.
And he did what?
All those signs came to pass that day.
He gave him another heart. He transformed him. He changed him. See, that's what the Ruach is supposed to do. That's what the word is supposed to do. That's what the power, that's what happens when you're converted and you're healed. This is what happens when they say the law of Yahuwah is perfect. It converts the soul because you get changed into another form. Not necessarily another physical form, but your mind get changed. So you have to sit back and look at, if you in the word and your mind ain't been changed, what have you been doing? That means you haven't allowed, you matter of fact, get Hosea 10, man. Tell me what verse 14 say. After Hosea 10, man, we're going to swing over here to Job 28. We finna get on out of here.
Say, therefore shall a tumult arise among your people. All your fortresses shall be spoiled. And shall man spoil Betharbel in the day of battle? The mother was dashed in pieces upon children. So shall Bethel do unto you because of your great wickedness. And a morning shall the king of Yasharal utterly be cut off.
Let me make sure I got you in the right place. They keep on going.
That's
that ain't the one we wanted, man. Hold on. I got you. It might have been further up in that chapter. That's all. And it was. I had you about two verses too low. You could pick it up at verse 9. Because what I told you, 14, yeah, I had you 3 verses, 2 verses too far down, but you can start at verse 9.
And say, oh Yasharal, you have sinned from the days of Gibeah. There they stood. The battle of Gibeah against the children of iniquity did not overtake them. And my desire that I should chastise them, and the people shall be gathered against them, when they shall bind themselves into 2 furrows. Ephraim as a heifer is taught, and loves to tread out, but I passed over upon her fair neck. I will make Ephraim to ride, Yehudah shall plow, Jacob shall break his clods. Sow to yourselves in righteousness, reap in mercy.
Sow to yourselves in what?
In righteousness.
And reap in what?
In mercy.
See, if you sow faith, you'll bring in mercy. That's what a lot of people ain't going to tell you. If you sow faith, you'll bring in mercy. And that's what he told Nebuchadnezzar. Let me find that for you. Just stay where you at. This is what he told Nebuchadnezzar, right? I want to say in Daniel chapter 4. Hold on. Right here in Daniel chapter 4. I know I'm looking right at it too. Oh, there it is. I know I'm looking right at it. Daniel 4:27. Wherefore, O king, let my counsel be acceptable unto you. Break off your sins by righteousness and your iniquities by showing mercy to the poor. It may be the lengthening of your tranquility. See, that's what people don't like. That man say, if you want to break off your sins, do it by righteousness. The righteousness which come by faith, you can break them right off. I'll read that verse again, Sid. Hosea 10 and 12.
Sow to yourselves in righteousness, reap in mercy, break up your fallow ground. For time to seek Yahuwah till he come and rain righteousness.
He said to break up your what ground?
Your fallow ground.
Your what ground?
Your fallow ground.
Go ahead.
You have plowed wickedness, you have reaped iniquity.
You have plowed wickedness, you got depravity back. Go ahead.
You have eaten the fruit of lies because you did trust in your way. And
He said you eating the fruit of lies because you trust in your own way. See, in Jeremiah 4, he telling you to circumcise your heart and not sow amongst the thorns, which goes back to what we were talking about last night with that Matthew. More specifically, more people get caught up because the cares and affairs of this life and the deceitfulness of riches choke off the word, and you can't bring forth no fruit. Let me give you the Greek definition of cares and affairs. And I might look at it in every instance where that particular parable is delivered. So when I'm going to read you Matthew 13, I went right past it. I'm sorry. When we look at Matthew 13, and this man say, he that hear the word, receive the seed, is that in the third, and deceitfulness of riches. But here, where is it at? The cares and affairs. You look at care in the Greek, and that particular word is merimah, and that is the idea of a distraction and also anxiety or worry. So the distractions of this world and the worries of this world. They say that's he that soweth seed among the thorns and hear the word and the care of this world. What is world in this instance? Of course, it's the world, it's the universe, it's an unbroken age, it's a present time. So what does an individual get caught up when you're distracted? And then you're worrying. That takes us back to what we read in Matthew 6 when he told you you can't serve Elohim and Mammon. Why do you take any thought for your life? Can you add 1 cubit to your stature? You cannot. What is this deceitfulness of riches, you say? Well, it is a pate, and that which is deceit or deceivableness. And didn't we read not too long ago in Proverbs 23 that man tell you to labor not to be rich and cease from your own wisdom because riches fly away. And in Psalm 62 he told you if riches increase, don't set your heart on. You know what I'm talking about? Because you don't know, man told you he could take a poor man from a dunghill and set him amongst kings. Giving the man some type of financial increase is absolutely nothing. You understand how light that is? That's nothing. We get caught up in that type of stuff, man, and because we don't trust Yahuwah. He said this stuff begins to choke the word. So what does it mean to choke? It is sumpingo, and that is to choke utterly or to suffocate. It says that seed of the divine word sown in the mind is crowded and suffocated. You know what happens when you suffocate something? It can't get no air, which means you can't get no breath, which means you ain't going to get no spirit, which means you're going to go to hell. Because the life that's in the word, you're allowing your anxiety and your distraction to choke the ruach out of it. And then because of that, you become unfruitful, which is akapos, which is barren, not yielding fruit, which takes us back to what we was reading in 2 Peter chapter 1, verse 4, and all them things you have to add to your faith. And he said, if you add these things, you will never be barren and unfruitful in the knowledge of our Lord Yahushua HaMashiach. And you don't want to be that fig tree that he walk up to and look for fruit and don't find none, and he be angry and he say, dang it. See, individuals don't, and this is the thing, this is the real deal scenario. You never know when he gonna come to you looking for fruit. You know when he gonna come to you and say, man, let me see if there's some mercy over there. Let me see if there's some gentleness over there, some faith over there, some love over there. And when he come to pick that fruit off that tree and he don't find none. And what if he had already came around there and didn't find none, and somebody told him, hey, Lord, give it some time. He say, fine, give it a. But if, what that is, man? Luke 13, 7, man, read it. Tell me what that say. Yeah. Luke 13 and 6.
said he spake also this parable. A certain had a fig tree planted in his vineyard, and he came and sought fruit thereon and found none. Then said he unto the dresser of his vineyard, Behold, these 3 years I come seeking fruit on this fig tree and find none. Cut it down, why cumber it the ground?
He said, how many years he went looking for?
3 years.
3 years. He said, I gave you time.
And he answering said unto him, Lord, let it alone this year also till I.
He said, give him another year.
And dung. And if it bear fruit,
fine.
And if not, after that you shall cut it down.
Do you realize that man said, I came around here 3 years looking for it? He was ready to tear it down now. But do you see how that mercy and compassion is being described with this fig tree? Give it some time. You think that's just a story about a tree with no fruit on it? He talking about us. He gonna give you time to produce the fruit, but after a while, he gonna be like, I'm gonna cut you off. Because what I'm looking for, you ain't. Didn't he say he desired that summer fruit? That good summer fruit too, then. Let's see how the definitions come over here in Luke 8 and verse 14. They which fall among the thorns of they which heard and go forth and are choked with the cares, riches, and pleasure of this life, and don't bring no fruit to perfection. Pleasures in this instance is a desire for pleasure, lust. Cares is again the same thing, distraction, anxiety, or worry. And riches is obviously is self-explanatory, but we'll read it anyway. Plutos, riches, wealth, abundance of external possessions. Remember, he told you take heed and beware of covetousness, because a man's life does not consist in the abundance of things of which he possesses. Now you say you bring no fruit to perfection. What is that? That is tel eshpharo, to bring fruit to perfection or maturity. So you see what that means? When that happens, you'll never grow up. You'll be a Toys R Us kid. You like to go to Toys R Us? They still got Toys R Us? I thought they came back. Shoot, I used to steal from them one reason. Yeah, why not? Action figure. It ain't mine. I felt like, hey, these white folks owe my people for centuries of persecution and oppression. And I'm taking it bit by bit. And we were told. So guess what? I'm getting mine on the back end. I never stole from a person. I only stole from white people. You call it what you want.
Still.
You call it what you like. Straight up, straight like that. Straight like that. Because I could be in your house and you could leave $100,000, all your work and your wife. I ain't gonna touch none of it. I eat your food though. I ain't gonna lie to you. And here's the last one in Mark. And these are they which sown among the thorns, such as hear the word, the cares of this world, the deceitfulness, the riches, and the lust of other things enter in to choke the word, and it become unfruitful. Of course, again, cares, same thing. Deceitfulness, same thing. Riches, same thing. Lusts is desire, craving, longing, desire for what is forbidden for lust. That is epithorme. Epithorme. And then you come our arkarpos again, which is you don't yield nothing. Now this is important because that means you ain't been converted and you ain't been healed. Because the word is perfect. It's supposed to convert your soul. You're supposed to be healed. These things are not supposed to happen. You know what I'm talking about? If you allow it to do its perfect work. And that's how you put it. So come on over here to what you was at? Where you was at? Let me get all hurry up off. It's 11:30. Where you was at?
First segment.
Are we good with both of those? Come to Job 28 real fast, man. Give me verse 5 real quick, like.
Say the earth, out of it come bread, and under it turned up as it were fire.
Now we know out of the eater come forth meat, right? He said out of the earth come bread. I think you know what that means because we talking about some unleavened bread. But I want to go. I mentioned this Numbers 28, and I want to go ahead and do this number 28. You good, Sylvia? I'm already over there. Because I know some people may not be aware of this. We ain't talked about this in a long time. In Numbers 28, for those of you who are not aware, It tells you about applicable sacrifices that are to be made. And these applicable sacrifices pertain to certain days. If I can turn my page properly. When you get to Numbers 28, when you begin in the chapter, it'll tell you about your daily burnt offerings. It'll get to your offerings for the Sabbath. It'll get for your offerings for the new moon. Chapter 29 will tell you about trumpets, atonement, and tabernacle offerings. But right here in 28 and 16, that's when the beginning talks about the offerings for unleavened bread. So I'm going to read you verse 16, and then we're going to move to what we want. And in the 14th day of the first month, the Passover of Yahuwah. And in the 15th day of this month, the feast. 7 days shall unleavened bread be eaten. In the first day of Kadash convocation, you shall do no servile work, but you shall offer a sacrifice made by fire, a burnt offering unto Yahuwah, 2 young bullocks, 1 ram, 7 lambs of the first year. Shall be unto you without blemish, and their meat offering, flour mingled with oil, 3/10 deal. You shall offer a bullock, 2/10 deal for a ram. Now I want you to come down to verse 26. You can actually read 24. He said, after this manner you shall offer daily throughout the 7 days the meat of the sacrifice made by fire of a sweet savor unto Yahuwah. It shall be offered besides the continual burnt offering and his drink offering. And on the 7th day you shall have a Kadash convocation. You shall do no servile work. Also on the day of first fruits, when you bring in the new meat offering unto Yahuwah, after your weeks, you shall have a Kadash convocation, and you shall do no work. Oh, I skipped over this here, man. Because it went to doggone, what you call it? That ain't what I want. All right, there it is. I back that up about verse 13 a little bit. Matter of fact, about verse 7, make it even better. He said, the drink offering thereof shall be a 4-part hin for the 1 lamb. And the Kadash shall you cause the strong wine to be poured unto Yahuwah, a drink offering. The other lamb shall you offer at even as the meat offering of the morning, as the drink offering thereof. And you shall offer a sacrifice made by fire, a sweet savor unto Yahuwah. And on the Shabbat day, 2 dams of the first year without spot, 10 deals of flour, mingled with oil, the drink offering such and such. Well, I came here so because he said the bread came out of the earth, right? Now you notice he told you got to give a drink offering. He said that strong wine got to be poured where? See? Where he just say that strong wine got to be poured at? In the set apart place. You're wondering why he's sitting out there that particular day with wine, telling them, drink, this is my blood, where the covenant is fulfilled at. Now he's telling you bread come out of the earth. Because instead of bread coming from heaven, this time he give you manna out of the earth that you'll live forever with. And this wine and this manna that's coming from out of the earth is the same as to heal you. Now, when we get to what we'll end up switching to Wednesday. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Eric. Now we get to, well, we start talking about what you call it, first fruits on chapter in verse 26, Eric. Go talking about first fruits, Pentecost. Now, when we're gonna switch to that there, and we're gonna still use probably one of the verses out of Proverbs 24, probably in the multitude of counselors. But in that multitude of counselors, they make war and their safety. When it switches, is that multitude of counselors clearly is going to be the word, because all these people bear witness to the Son. But to focus on this aspect and still with the elements of building the house, which is once that house is built, because you prepared your work without to make it fit for the field, now you can be healed. And my man's had hit me up about this the other day, about something we were going over. You know what I'm saying? And of course, y'all know that because we done had conversations about these things in the past when y'all were a tad bit younger. You know what I'm talking about? But a lot of people need healing in the whole. See, my man's got in Kentucky, he called like, a deliverance ministry. That's what he called it. I don't know what that is per se, because I don't come from the church. I'm not one of them people that we're going to be sitting here and doing all this extra stuff and you just walking away. No, we're going to get to the root of what you got going on. If we can get to the root of what you got going on, then you can confront it and face it and be healed and move past it. Do you know why most people don't heal from things? Because you never taught to confront it. You taught to push it to the side. Why do I say that? Because if you're not taught to confront your sin, guess what's always going to have power over you? If you ain't been taught to confront your pain, guess what's always going to have power over you? Your pain. If you ain't taught to confront your lust, guess what's always going to have power over you? Your lust. If you ain't been taught to confront the world and the things in the world that are ungodly, guess what's going to have power over you? Of course, you know, because we didn't talk about this before. Most niggas who teach the word don't want to do that because they ain't healed themselves. They'd have to face part of themselves that they don't want to deal with. So therefore, the people don't never actually get to the point where they can be converted. Remember, we talked about it earlier in the week. He told Peter, when you be converted, do what? How you going to strengthen your brethren if you ain't been converted? I want to end in Isaiah chapter 1, verse 24. Oh, amen, Mika. That's what we finna do. That's exactly what we finna do. Because I already know this. Because I done time with them. I live with them. Let me tell you something real, man. And I told you this before. You know how many girls I grew up with, man, who were sexually assaulted, man, before we got out of high school? Too many. Way too many. You know what I'm talking about? Way too many. So I understood. Like, remember the video you sent me with the nigga who was debating the nigga from Memphis? Mm-hmm. See, the goofy nigga, the fugazi nigga couldn't understand what Jeremy was saying because he thinking that was making an excuse for bad behavior. See, that's a nigga who don't care about people. But what Jeremy was saying was, I need to understand your why so I can understand how you got here. This goofy nigga thinking you justifying the behavior. No, dumb nigga. I'm trying to understand how you got here so that if I can be able to assist in your healing, I can do that. See, that nigga, the other nigga, you don't really care about people. You care about spewing red pill talking points. But actually being a help to somebody, because most niggas can't see past their nose to understand, boy, some people done been through some real things out here, man. You know what I'm talking about? Done seen some real things, done experienced some real things. And I'm talking about things that they should not have experienced and things they should not have seen, especially at a young age. You know what I'm talking about? Just like you think about Minister Society, man, you ain't supposed to be coming out the door, out your bedroom, looking at a nigga shooting up no heroin, looking at a nigga get shot. You're not supposed to see that. We move and think that stuff supposed to be normal. Remember I told you how Dane put it, niggas get killed, don't nobody even asking niggas you straight. This nigga's 15. You think that's normal for a 15-year-old boy to be putting his friends in the ground? You know what I'm saying? You think that's normal that a young girl gets sexually assaulted? Don't nobody ask her if she good. They'll run around and make her think she did something wrong. She ain't did nothing wrong. That dirty dick nigga wrong. You know, I've been told you about that. One thing I know about niggas is niggas will cover up and make excuses for sexual deviance and predators. You know what I'm talking about? And I promise to you, boy, I said the other day, community or not, boy, nigga turn around here, that nigga going to jail. You know what I'm talking about? Because if you ain't gonna call the police on that nigga, I'm gonna call him. I'm like, well, I got something to report. And I'm going to court, nigga. I'm doing all affidavits. I'm going to all depositions. And I'm gonna get on the stand. Because guess what, nigga? That's responsible citizenship. All that goofy stuff these niggas be talking about. See, some of all you old super hard gangster niggas who ain't never did a crime in your life, ain't never had no handcuffs on your hands, ain't never been to jail, man, shut your stoop behind up, man. Talking about somebody snitching, you stupid bastard. That's being a responsible citizen, nigga. I'm gonna call the police on you. And I'm going to court, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Now, like they had a dude on with Matt Hoffa. Now, I felt what he talking about, because that real story, you say, well, what would you do with the police if you killed the nigga and they came? I'm gonna call my lawyer like I'm supposed to. I'm not going to talk to you. I already know what you're going to do. You're going to try to catch me up in my speech to try to put a charge on me. See, that's a nigga I know he's a criminal. Because that's how criminals think. Criminals don't think, oh, I'm going to talk my way out of this. No, talk to my lawyer, bro. I don't have to talk to you. I already know the first thing you're going to tell me is I got the right to what? And anything you say, well, what? I don't want to talk. Go get my lawyer. You know what I'm saying? My lawyer knows it's a video camera in here to see what it's going to do. I don't want to talk. That talking gets you in trouble. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to talk. My righteousness will speak for me. I got a camera. But I'm telling you this here, boy. I wouldn't care what Nan nigga had to say, boy. I wouldn't care if it was a grown woman and you sexually assaulted her. God forbid a man. You're going to have to get past the embarrassment. I'm calling the police on that nigga. You understand what I'm telling you? Well, I'm not playing by that. Well, you going to jail. You going to jail. You know what I'm talking about? Straight up and down. Because you know why? That prison that person got to live in, based off what you did for them, that's going to take years for them to be set free. One day they going to let your funky behind up out of there. But that child, that woman, she going to be in that prison for a long time. A long time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know a lot of women who hold, man, that's why they hold. And if they didn't hold, they didn't want to have sex at all. Man, that junk different, man. That junk hit different. You know what I'm saying? So then you got people, hey, man, you just got people out here don't feel like nobody love them. You know what it's like to come in the house, somebody just slap the fire out you because they upset, you ain't did nothing. They just can't handle the pressures of life. They take it out on you. You know how many little kids, boy, that's their life. They ain't did nothing wrong. Daddy just can't handle life. Daddy a drunk, beat everybody up in the house. But I told you, Vince McMahon said, boy, the only blessing his stepdaddy got for dying is he didn't get a chance to kill him. So that's how much he used to beat him. You know what I'm talking about? And his mom. There's people who live like that, man. Some of them houses that me and Sippy done been in, boy, people living in their kids. With their kids, man. I'm talking about living in hellholes, boy. I'm talking about straight unadulterated squalor. You understand? Pure filth. Them kids living in there, man. They living in there. That's their life. You don't know it. You know what I'm talking about? Then they come in the word and they don't think God love them. They don't even think he exists. That's why I mentioned that John 13 earlier. That's why you got to love one another so people know you his disciples. So that when they see you, they see what his love look like. Because you might be the only person they ever come across to ever get a living example of what the love of Yahuwah look like. You know what I'm talking about? Give me 1 John chapter 5. Well, I told you Isaiah 1 and 24. Go ahead. Isaiah 1 and 24.
Therefore saith Yahuwah of hosts, the mighty one of Yasharal, I will ease me of my adversaries and avenge me of my enemies. I will turn my hand upon you, purely purge away your dross, and take away all your tin. I will restore your judges as at the first, your counselors as at the beginning. Afterward you shall be called the city of righteousness, the faithful city. Zion shall be redeemed with judgment, and her converts with righteousness.
Her converts with what?
With righteousness.
Tell them what converts again one more time. Shoot. Every one of her converts will be returned to righteousness. You'll be returned to the faith that's in Yahuwah. And that is the first step of being healed. Read Isaiah 6 and 10 one more time and we out of here. 6 and 9 actually.
And he said, go and tell this people, hear you indeed, but understand not. See you indeed, but perceive not. Make the heart of this people fat, make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart and convert and be healed.
See, faith is what heals. See, I know a lot of brews want to tell you the law gonna heal you. You knowing you an Israelite gonna heal you. But your trust in God is what's gonna heal you. Unplug that. Your trust in God what gonna heal you. That's what's gonna be able to set you free. And he say the truth shall set you free. That's what's gonna set you free. If you don't allow it to set you free, it won't. So hallelujah for Yahushua in the word. We give all esteem and praise to Elohim in the name of Yahushua for allowing us to gather and eat every day, word-wise and physically. We want to give appreciations to Muffin, Lee, Shayla, Kalisha, Callie, Nisha, Doris, Mika assisted, Deidre, for they working to make sure that the food be prepared. I appreciate that. And your proper planning and execution. I appreciate that. You know what I'm talking about? So, nevertheless, yeah, this way and consider, man. We'll be back at it on Wednesday, man. I appreciate everybody coming through, especially on some of these late night, man, for the duration of the feast. You know, Yahuwah Baruch. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate Mika and Brother Robert and Emma Sharona making their way down here, especially because they drove. That ain't no light ride, especially for Brother Robert. Boy, that's a date. You know what I'm talking about? And y'all willing, man, we gonna make it do what it do again, man. I appreciate y'all. Bless y'all the house of Elohim in the name of Yahushua. I love y'all. And yeah, man, Yahuwah willing, man, we'll be back at it on Wednesday, man. Do it again. And until that time. Love you too, man. Stay safe out here, bro. Shalom, Mika. Misha, I'm sorry. I read that way too fast. Y'all hold it down.